Ladies and gentlemen, look at the top comments. I posted the link for my Patreon community, and I'm going to be discussing what you're going to receive as a member of my Patreon account, besides information about the Philippines and personal phone calls and answering to your email. If you are a member of my $20 or above Patreon account, you will be receiving personal assistance from coming to the Philippines or moving to the Philippines, which I am now becoming an expert on, because, hello, Jim Chewy, my own Buntag, Jim. Thank you for your most generous pledging and super chatting in the past. I hope you received my email in good as a good cause, a good faith, to show people my appreciation for my Patreon members. And thank you once again. What I did. Good morning, Dennis Adam. Okay, no, I had to shut the computer down, stop the scanning process, and stop the upload process. It was just taking up too much of the internal information. Good morning, Warren. Yes, I got your message, Warren. Thank you. And I sent you back a return mail. Thank you for that information. So here's what happened in the last 72 hours. Miraculously, I received a new $10 Patron 2 days ago. Yesterday, I had a little bit of a schedule set up to tell people that my work-related videos will only be available at the $20 or above level for Patreon. But that wasn't really fair to my long-term subscribers at the $10 level or the $5 level. Or good morning, Bobsy. Yeah, baby, I'm the king today. I feel like Santa Claus. Actually, Santa Claus actually did stop by my house this morning at 7 o'clock and said, "Michael, are you awake?" Which of course I was. And I was given an offer that's worth thousands of dollars for free, out of love, from one of the world's most famous people. And I will never say his name on YouTube, but he is one of the world's most famous people. If I mentioned his name and you didn't know who he was, it would be an amazing situation. So one of the world's most famous people stopped by this morning. So actually, that's one of the reasons I'm wearing my Santa Claus, and offered me my Santa Claus hat, and offered me something that's worth probably $10,000. So, and for free. And I know he means it, because once I did him a favor 3 years ago, and that's how and he asked me if he could pay me, and I said, "No, you can't pay me. I had fun just meeting you and just talking to you." And he said, "Well, one day the favor will come back," and it came back this morning in spades. So let me tell you what's going on. Good morning, Popeye. Good morning, B-Bots. Good morning, everyone. Dennis Adams. I read your message, B-Bots, on the last live stream. No, not Manny Pacquiao. Much more famous than Manny Pacquiao. This man is world renowned and has been for many years. So here's what happened. 48 hours ago, I received a new Patreon member, but I had some notes that I was going to upgrade my Patreon account, that my work-related videos only would be available for people at the $20 mark. Pledge, $20 pledge on Patreon or above. Now, I have many people at the $20 membership pledge on Patreon. I have several at the $50 pledge, and I had one at the $100 pledge for quite a while. So this is not unreasonable for people to pay for my sense of humor. What someone mentioned in an email yesterday was my unique outlook on life, my not giving a flying crap about what other people think and to give my personal experience about what it's like to live in the Philippines, unedited and unadulterated. They said it was worth more than their original $10 pledge, which he upgraded to $20. So 48 hours ago, I received a new membership while I was making notes on what I was going to do in my Patreon account. So I said, I have people that's been on my Patreon account for over a year at $1, at $3, at $5. I said, how can I change the upgraded videos from my work-related videos to $20 when people have been religiously paying, their original pledge of $1 or $3 or $5? How can I do that to my subscribers on Patreon? I said, that's not fair. So yesterday I made a video stating that any and all previous subscribers on my Patreon account at any monetary rate would be getting updates on our work-related videos. And work-related videos include purchasing equipment, purchasing supplies, and also the information that I have accrued for bringing a cargo container from America to the Philippines, which will be only conveyed over the telephone. So if you are a $20 member or above, or you have been a previous member of my Patreon community, I can give you information on how to bring a cargo container from America to the Philippines via the telephone. I'm not going to make a video about it, although one day I may, but I'm going to just keep that information close to the chest because it cost me a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of angst to get that information. Welcome, Bobsy. So what we're going to do is I'm going to explain to you that my pledge rate in my Patreon went up $52 in just one day and how it happened. So I got a new subscriber 2 days ago at the $10 pledge. He's under the wire. I just sent him a notice stating that he got under the wire by 24 hours. Now he receives updates of whatever work-related videos. And when I say work-related videos, let me explain to you what's in a work-related video. Good morning, Laura Segrest. What's in a work-related video is I might sharpen my chainsaw in a work-related video. And I'm going to show you how to sharpen a chainsaw blade with a 12-volt steel grinder that's operated from a battery, from a car battery. Okay. Now, most people don't even know they exist. They go out and buy a file for $3. They try to sharpen their chainsaw 2 or 3 times. The file ends up going into their hand, and they go, what the heck? And they put tape on it, and they make a block of wood. Most people don't even know that there are 12-volt chainsaw sharpeners, or how to sharpen it with a Dremel. So when I say I'm going to teach you how to sharpen a chainsaw blade, I'm going to teach you how to hold the blade, how to sharpen it, what tool to use, the name of the tool, how to buy the bits for the tools. I'm going to teach you everything there is to know about sharpening a chainsaw blade. So I, in my videos, my work-related videos, I stop every time I do a new project, just like when I was learning how to be a jet mechanic. The teacher would blow the whistle, and everybody would gather around the workbench with, the number one workbench for the teacher, mostly associated with, or he would pick a student like myself or somebody else that was a little bit ahead of the class and say, this is how it's done, this is how it's not done. So each time I do a new procedure in my work-related videos, I stop and explain to you what I'm doing and why, how I'm putting the nails in, how I'm securing one piece of wood to the other, and why. Why am I not nailing 2 pieces of wood together? Why am I drilling the first piece of wood? So he got under the wire, digressing back to the new $10 account member. So in the last 72 hours, I accrued a new $10 pledge on my Patreon. And then, good morning, Go-Go Bobo sister. Welcome to the machine. Yesterday, a $3 pledge in Patreon upgraded to $20. That was an additional $17 per month. A $5 pledge upgraded to $20, another $15, $32. And a $10 member upgraded from 10 to 20, $42, plus the original $10 member that got under the wire. So that's $52 in pledges per month that was upgraded on my Patreon. Now, I sent out a mass mailing in my Patreon stating, "Good morning, Big Kev. You're still with us. Thank God for that." So I hear that you're having all kinds of problems with people trying to shut your channel down. I'm glad to see that you're still able to post. You know how that goes, Big Kev. So, so with the 3 additional upgrades and the $10, that's an additional $52 a month. However, I sent out the mass mailing at the same time I received the mail that these people upgraded their accounts. So I sent each person individually a letter saying that maybe you didn't get my mass mailing, but your pledge of $3 and $5 or $10 is included to receive my updates for construction. And each person sent me back a mail stating that my original methodology in which I present videos to my people on YouTube and my honesty about living in the Philippines is well worth the extra pledge money. So 3 out of 3 people did not reduce their pledge when I gave them the option to do so. And all 3 said, "It will be worth it to watch you start building the hotel." So with that, our work-related video yesterday was 3 hours and 7 minutes. I went over grading the property. I removed the pre-dug. I had a hole 8 foot by 8 foot by 8 foot that I dug in coral for the first 2 columns, which are several weeks away. But I had a hole dug through the coral. I removed the soil from that. I moved it over into a new location, and I built a platform on top of that berm for the new container. So I did a lot of work in the last 4 or 5 days. Now, as far as whether or not my work-related videos are worth it, here are your options, okay? Number 1, you can just unsubscribe. Ask me if I care. No, I don't. Okay, I never cared, and I never will care, because I supply people with an unlimited amount of entertainment. At the $20 or above level, on Patreon, there are over 600 videos not available on YouTube, okay, because I abused or people perceived that I abused public figures. And they are only on my Patreon. Thank you, Ken Riccio. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Now, whether it's perceived abuse or actual abuse, they are politicians. They are liars. They are deceptive creatures. They are lawyers. They are garbage, in my opinion. And I treat them as such. There are 600 videos of that nature that I cannot put on YouTube. They would be immediately flagged, and then they would maybe get a strike or just put that in age restricted. So when you sign up for my Patreon, you don't just get one particular type of video. You get videos from me from the 1980s, from the 1990s, from my barge-related videos. So you are actually getting entertainment from in real life. Now, let's just take this one step further. There are some clowns on YouTube. We'll call them let's call some of the clowns on YouTube, let's call them philosophers. The philosophers of YouTube. There are philosophers of YouTube that say, why would anybody sign up for Michael Fazio's Patreon account? That guy is a fraud. His boring work-related videos, boring videos about tools, boring videos about walking around with sheets of plywood on his back. Why would anybody give that? What was the exact word? Fraud? No, that wasn't the word. Imposter? That wasn't the word. I forgot what the word was. I was laughing so hard watching these philosophers, this particular philosopher. I was laughing so hard, I woke Daisy May up, and she couldn't believe that I couldn't stop laughing. It was one of those. I wanted to record it, but it would have ruined the moment. So anyway, so the philosopher. This one particular philosopher was referring to me. Why would anybody pay for Fazio's insanity? There was the word insanity. He's completely insane. What was the word? He was completely insane. So, and who the hell does Fazio think he is? Netflix, that he can charge for work-related videos for some boring video about watching him dig a hole that was on his property for 3 years already? Well, none of those are actual facts, by the way. It takes several days to dig a hole 8 foot by 8 foot by 8 foot in solid coral. Plus, it takes skill, and it takes the rental of equipment and equipment time and fuel, which it takes about 15 to 20 gallons of crudo at $5.50 a gallon. So it takes almost $100 worth of crudo just to dig a hole, let alone the skill to do the hole itself. So anyway, I was eating plywood, B-bots. So that's the Chinese plywood, with or without soy sauce. It's delicious. So I was referred to as a boring YouTube entity with no subject matter whatsoever. Why would anybody relate to Fazio's ridiculous insanity? So let me tell you a little bit. Let me tell you a story about Netflix and why people pay for Netflix. First of all, people pay for that happy horror show called Netflix. They pay for that because they are bored out of their damn gourds. They're bored to death. So they pay to watch fake actors on fake television, written by fake writers and created by fake producers to create a storyline which is fake. And they pay $100 or $200 a month for Netflix to watch nonsense that was never supposed to have commercials, and then there's commercials on that insanity. Okay, so people pay for Netflix because they're bored out of their mind. So, and they're watching fake everything. Once you put the word Netflix in your search engine, everything after that is fake. There is no such real thing. I can tell you honestly, I made the front page of the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut 3 times. I made the front page. No names, baby. No names. And you know what? The story related to the incidents that I was part of or witness to had nothing to do with reality. The people, an event occurred. An event occurred. Listen to this. An event occurred. There were people involved. The next day, the papers didn't know the names of the people, why the event occurred, and or the background for the event itself. But the people that were there knew about the in advance and knew all the details and where the people lived and who created the event and why. But nothing in the paper was real in regards to what happened. They made up a story, and those stories went on for days and days and days, and the people who were involved in the event were never mentioned, and they were never interviewed to ask why the event occurred. Joe Blow, thank you. Happy birthday, Daisy. Joe Blow. we're going to sing a song for you. Daisy, Joe Blow, pick out a song and Daisy will sing it for you. Thank you. Thank you for the most generous donation. So I'm telling you that the news that I witnessed or I was aware of while the event was occurring had nothing to do with what was in the paper. That's Netflix. That's all those other channels. You pay for nonsense. You pay for lies. You pay for nothing but made up, fabricated stories. How does everybody think it's your birthday, honey? People wishing you a happy birthday.
I don't know.
Daisy's birthday is January 5th. 5. That's what I said. 5. January 5th. 6th. 6th or 5th. Which is it? Well, thank you. So Netflix and the New York Times and the New York, at the time, the Long Island Press, once I was only 14, the Long Island Press, good morning, Blue Rose, welcome to the machine. The Long Island Press, the New York Daily News, and the New York Times, and whatever papers there are in New Jersey and Connecticut, they all had the story wrong. Yet, it stayed on the front page of the paper for 3 days to 5 days, depending on which paper, at which point, the one when I was 14, I wasn't even allowed out of the house. Okay, I got my ass kicked proper. I'm talking, my ass was kicked from one end of the house. It was only 1 of 3 times my father ever hit me, and he only slapped me, never punched me. However, as the story goes, when he got home from work at midnight, I just went to sleep at 10 o'clock because it was during a school day. My mother, because of the woman across the street who brought the paper over to the house, because our paper I threw into the garbage. And all the neighbors' papers I threw into the garbage except one neighbor. Because the paper, the event that happened the night before, made the front page of the paper. And it was a major, major event that in our community. Major event in our community. Anybody, if I mentioned it, everybody would know what it was. So I walk up and down the immediate neighbors, take all their papers, throw them into a garbage pail. The lady across the street, I missed her paper. She comes over to the house. Welcome to the machine, Jack. Jack, please send me your email through Patron so I can put you on my mass mailing list. I don't think I have your. I don't think I have your email address. So now this lady comes across the street. She has to tell my mother about what happened last night, right? Not that everybody in the neighborhood didn't know, but my mother doesn't drive and she wouldn't know what happened. So so she brings the paper and I'm sitting there watching the 6 o'clock news, sitting in my dad's recliner, scared out of my brain. I am just because everybody knew what happened and who did it. Everybody. So my mother and the woman, they're talking in the kitchen, and my mother walks in to the living room with the New York Daily News or the Long Island Press, whichever one I missed. I don't know which one it was. And she goes, "Did you do this?" And I just looked at her. She goes, "You son of a bitch. You just wait till your father gets home. You're going to get your ass kicked from one end of this house to the other." Something to that effect. And she walks back in the kitchen. She don't want to let this woman know I did that. Well, I was part of it. And so I want to go to sleep now. So because I figure if I'm sleeping, my father won't wake me up and throw me a beating, which he never normally did, but that night. So my father gets home like at 1:45 in the morning, gets off at 12 o'clock shift from operating the tugboat. And my mother shows him the paper about the event. This is just part of why you should pay to watch my videos on Patreon, because I tell you the freaking truth. Okay, so my mother shows my father the paper and confirms that it was me and maybe some other people. Okay. My father's reaction was he started laughing, and he didn't stop laughing for a long time. I don't know how long it was because I was sleeping. Then they talked about it, and then my father walked into the bedroom, opened up the door, and Michael, get up. And I'll never forget that. He started yelling at me. He backhanded me. He never punched me. My father never close-fisted punched me. He only slapped me 3 times. And I remember all 3 times. You did this, you son of a bitch, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. You did this, and he was acting like he was mad, but internally he was laughing his ass off. So that's the kind of, so was my name ever mentioned? Ever in 50 years was my name ever mentioned? No, not related to that event. How many people know about that event? Hundreds, if not thousands. The next day when I went to school, after I took the beating from my father, the next day there were people walking down the hallway high-fiving me every 50 feet. In between classes, when you walk, we had to walk on one side of the hallway. People were high, yeah, Fazio, look, Fazio made the front page of the paper. Fazio this, Fazio that. Yo, in gym class, they were going, Fazio, look what, and they were holding up the paper, and I'm going, oh, man, you know, hundreds of people know, and yet I was never interviewed. Okay, so that's the kind of baloney that you get from the mainstream media, and that's what you get on Netflix. But in real life, none of these son of a bitches, you take a guy like Bob Vila, right? He's supposed to be some kind of expert on construction. I could bury Bob Vila in construction technique. So I got to hear the philosopher in Cebu talk about my inability to do construction work. Meanwhile, I personally have had a general contractor's license in New York City at the age of 21 or 22, licensed and insured. I had a bulkhead marine and deck and dock building company in 1988 in New York City. I have an excavation company in Florida and a septic tank license to put septic tanks in Florida. And I got to hear this philosopher of Cebu piling out nonsense that I don't know what I'm talking about when I talk about work-related videos. He's boring. I'm boring. Okay, so don't watch. So like I said yesterday in yesterday's live stream, unsubscribe, mofo. Unsubscribe. I don't care whether or not you watch my damn Patreon videos, and I don't care whether or not you pledge money to me. Okay, if you want to watch videos that you can't see on YouTube, if you want to watch great political commentary and great political, maybe some people would call it abuse, you pay for that. I create real stuff. I'm not Netflix with fake actors and fake producers and fake writers. My stuff is real. When I bust my hump out in the sun in 135-degree weather, I don't have 6 fans and 7 or 8 assistants pouring, blowing cold air at me through fake air conditioning ducts on the set. I'm out there busting my ass in the sun, 135-degree deck temperature. If for nothing else, you should watch a 63-year-old man working, carrying heavy objects in the sun and say, well, maybe it's a live stream. Maybe this guy will get a heart attack and die live. Okay? If for nothing else, you could watch it for that fact. The possibility exists. The possibilities are endless. I'm operating real chainsaws, not those fake chainsaws you see on TV with rubber blades. Not real stuff. I do real things. I smash real 6-inch nails in with real hammers. I can smash my finger. I could cut myself with a razor knife, when I'm sharpening my pencil. I could get a heart attack out in the sun. I could just pass out from heat prostration. I do real stuff. So if you want to see real stuff in real life from a real person and you want to see it for free, those days are over. Once we start building, and we are going to start soon, we are doing all the preparation work. As soon as this live stream's over, we're going to go out and bust our ass and do another live stream in the sun. You want to see that stuff? You want to see maybe I'll just stroke out it. And you got to hear about this philosopher in Cebu saying he has no real content. I have more real content than anybody else on YouTube. There is nobody on YouTube that has more real content than me. Nobody. No varied content. Scuba diving, snorkeling, operating crane, running barges, running backhoes, running excavators, running land cranes, running land pile drivers, running heavy equipment of any drill rigs, blasting rigs, monking steel for the Dock Builders Union. There is nobody on YouTube that comes close. So if you want to watch real, then you pay me to do so. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to watch. The philosopher says, why would anybody watch that? I can't even remember the word that he used, because I was laughing so freaking hard that he was going that my stuff is fake and I have no content on YouTube. The philosopher in Cebu, who sits on a chair 6 or 7 hours a day, pontificating topics that he knows nothing about. He knows nothing about construction, and yet he's defining me as a non-ability construction person. So getting back to Bob Vila. Bob Vila doesn't know a damn thing about construction. He reads, and then he produced, and he came on to my job, and if I didn't, I would have had a deck and dock building video by Bob Vila, because I made better decks than anybody in the 1980s. Nobody could even come close to copying my work. Even if they watched me, they couldn't copy it. And I didn't have $1 million insurance bond, and I couldn't pay it while his team was gonna in the area to make the video. Bob Vila didn't know a damn thing about building decks. Nothing did he know about deck building. Nothing. Zero. Squat. Not what a king crown was. Not what the crown of the lumber was. What a crown of the lumber is the way the layers of growth rings, okay, they grow in a circle around a tree. That's the crown. When you have a king crown, it's the board lengthwise, and the board is going to have a king crown on the edge. He didn't know what a king crown was. He didn't know what the crown was. He didn't know what number 1 dense A select longleaf yellow pine 0.60 treatment wood was. He knew nothing about copper chloride and arsenic pressure treated lumber, because it was a new thing back in the 80s. I am one of the few people that can rattle off all this information just from off the top of my head, because it's been instilled in me knowledge-wise from the time I was born. I've been in construction, and yet I hear the philosopher talking about I don't know anything about construction. Delusional. Was it? No, it wasn't delusional. There was a stronger word than that. It wasn't psychopath. It wasn't delusional. The philosopher has so many names for me, I can't get. So anyway, I was listening to the philosopher from Cebu yesterday. I was laughing so hard that he was saying that why would anybody pay me money? And meanwhile, I'm getting notices in my YouTube, in my Yahoo, that 3 people upgraded their monetary pledge from $3, $5, and $10 to $20. Joe Blow. I never did a Patreon till yesterday. I love watching you work. Well, Joe Blow, what name did you go underneath? Is because okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, well, Joe Blow, thank you if you have become a member. And I'll tell you what, Joe Blow, because you've been a Super Chat member, whatever pledge, if you give me the name that you went under in Patreon, whatever pledge you pledged, I will send you all the updates. I have a mass, I won't show you the paper. It's on the opposite side of this gauze pad. I have Blue Rose, J.B. Churnard, Mercury, Wes, Carl Clark, Gary, Robert, Celsior. I have those names. Whatever pledge you pledged, I'll put your name if you're a new member of my Patreon, or if you want to send me your email address, I'll send you some of the updates. I'll put your name because you have been a steady provider of Super Chat. I'll put your name on this list and I'll send you the updates, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mass mailing, a block of names, and those people are going to receive my updates on building. And not just building, building explanation as to why, how, and what you should and shouldn't do. One of the things that the Cebu Philosopher said was, why would anybody want to know how to prepare plywood for concrete, I think? Well, because if you don't prepare the plywood when you pour in concrete, the concrete will stick to the plywood. And then you'll need a new sheet of plywood every 2 or 3 pours. If you prepare the plywood properly and then use what we call form oil, which is basically just a thin, like kerosene, or you can use kerosene, then you can use the forms 10 or 15 times. You don't have to build new forms, and they last 5 or 6 times longer. So these are just tricks I teach you about. So now we have a $10 super chat from Joe Blow. Thank you. And did you pick out a song that you'd like Daisy to sing? If you'd like Daisy to sing, we'd be happy. Daisy will sing a love song. She'll look it up on her phone for that super chat. And then we have Blue Rose, who just donated an amazing amount of money to my super chat. It's a $50 pledge. It's a $50 super chat. Now, Blue Rose has been a member of my Patreon community for about 7, 8, maybe 9 months at the $5 level. Blue Rose and I talk on the phone at least once a month for the last few months. And I have been sending out Blue Rose any and all updates for construction or our videos that are construction related. So Michael can take my money over fake people on Netflix and any other platform any day. This is real entertainment. Thank you, Blue Rose. Salamat. So let me tell you something else, okay? So when I go to purchase the equipment, I'm going to bring you to the equipment yard and show you the equipment that I'm going to purchase and everything and why I'm going to purchase it. And then I'm going to show you what the prices are in the Philippines, but in real life, not some blah, 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 where the Philosopher of Cebu, oh my God, the Philosopher of Cebu, he's an expert on everything. He's such an expert, he knows that I'm not an expert. Thank God for the opposition in regards to the Philosopher of Cebu. He makes me look like a genius when it comes to construction, because he says that nobody will believe any of the pontificating I do in regards to construction, and then yet I'm receiving 1 new subscriber and 3 updates on my Patreon. Now let's just forget about the Philosopher in Cebu for a while, because in reality, he gave me the best laugh I have had in months. Yet last night, listening to his video, it was just amazing. Oh my God. I gotta tell you, I couldn't stop laughing. I just couldn't stop laughing. There was just so let's go on to one of the world's most famous people. At 7 o'clock this morning, I hear, Michael, are you awake? Of course I'm awake. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting ready to do a live stream and go to work. And so I walk outside, and lo and behold, it's my friend who's been my friend for years. 3 years ago, man asked me to help him do something. And I had no idea who he was. I didn't. I'm not up on that part of. I don't watch television. I don't. I haven't watched television since the 1970s. Why would I know who this man was? So we worked all day, and he had a huge piece of property, huge, amazing amount of property here in the Philippines, in Bohol. And at the end, his wife made beautiful juice drinks and put out a beautiful lunch spread, and had such a good time working with the guy because I had nothing to do. I was just living in an apartment. Had nothing to do. I was watching YouTube videos, making YouTube videos. He was watching a few of my videos, and he says to me, "How much can I worked with a chainsaw, cutting down good-sized trees, and he's much older than me, and he was way stronger than me. I couldn't believe how strong this man was. He's 13 or 14 years older than me, and he's way stronger than me. I mean, today, even now, way stronger than me. And I'm pretty strong. Not according to the philosopher in Cebu. According to the philosopher in Cebu, I'm not so strong. But that's the philosophy. That's the difference between philosophy and reality. So anyway, he stops by this morning, and I welcome him into the property. I open up the gate, and come on in. So what's up? He goes, I just stopped by to say hello. You haven't stopped by the house, this Mike. We've been really busy, really, really busy. And I just got back from Cebu, and I went through the whole 9 yards of what we were doing in Cebu, and so on and so forth. And he looks around. He goes, "You're a little bit, pressed for space." Yes, yeah. He goes, "Mike," he goes, "you're welcome to use my property for anything. You want to store the machine?" I said, "It's not my machine. Don't worry about that." He goes, "Well, if you want to store lumber or supplies or set up the rebar bender on my property, you could do whatever you like. I'll give you a whole section of land there." And I said, "Okay." He goes, I'll give you just like, a corner of the property. So I said, "Well, I'm hoping it won't come to that, but if I do, thank you for the offer." And with that, goes, "I got to go now." And he just smiles and says goodbye. And he calls his wife, and they left. He stopped by knowing that I was pressed for space to offer me something that I couldn't get from somebody else for free, let alone for forever for free, until the hotel gets built. So even though there are thought processes, and the philosopher of Cebu says nothing will ever get done except I dug a hole in the backyard, could the philosopher of Cebu dig a hole in coral if I gave him instructions on how to operate a track hoe, how to modify the bucket, how to weld the modifications onto the bucket? Could the philosopher of Cebu dig a hole in coral in the Philippines? Because that's what his big presentation about Michael Fazio never getting anything done is that all I've done is dig a hole. That's not true. There's one hole that's 16 feet wide and 30 feet long and 8 feet deep. That's for the water in the septic tank. That's done and covered back up. And then there are 3 more holes for 6 more posts in the back of the property that are 8 feet by 8 feet by 8 feet deep. It's not just one hole, ladies and gentlemen. There are those holes and then another set of holes for the front column. So that's what I've been doing. So what we have here is we have the difference between the philosopher in Cebu talking about me being garbage compared to Netflix, and yet I'm real. This is real life. Netflix. If you're watching a story on Netflix, has anybody ever been on a real live movie set? There are hundreds of people on a live movie set. Hundreds. There are doctors, there are technicians, there are safety inspectors, there are people that are just revolved around. I don't have any of that shit to fall back on. If I fall carrying a 3x9 and twist my ankle, that's me. I got to get up. I got to find an ambulance. I got to get to a phone. This is real life. This has nothing to do with Netflix. You want to see somebody that, and then I give you a description each time. So with that, I'm going to go back to the comments. And now it's getting a little late. We're going to actually go out and finish what we call cribbing on the vertical posts that I have to set my container on need to be cribbed, and they need to be cribbed proper. Okay, this is not when they set the container, they're going to have to set it, and if it shifts a little bit, and I have a substructure of a 3x9, which is about, it's like 10 inches by 3 inches. They call it a 2x9, but it's 3 inches by 10 inches. And then on top of that, I have a 2x6, which is really 3 inches by 7 inches, and they're nailed together. And then I have tree trunks on top of that, spiked in as a temporary tacking process. And now today I'm going to go out and drill rebar through the substructure, through the tree trunks. Now this was the first drill bit I could grab. I don't have the drill bit I'm going to use to drill the rebar from through the tree trunks into the substructure, but this is what the drill bit looks like, but it's a smaller drill bit than this. I just grabbed this. This was on the top of the box. This drill bit is 32 inches long. Okay, it has a diameter of 1 1/8 of an inch. Okay, it's 1 1/8 of an inch in diameter. It's 32 inches long, and it has a flat spot on the back for one tooth of the chuck to grab onto. You need a 3/4 horsepower drill to use this drill bit. This is for drilling holes through pressure treated or creosoted timber of up to 24 inches or 26 inches in diameter. So in other words, you put this on a 3/4 inch drill. Okay, you put that end on the drill and you turn it around and you put this part of the drill, which is the screw tip, self-starting screw tip, you put that into the lumber, and as it starts to make a cut right here on the back side here. Right here. Now this one is dull because I used it a lot, but that's what the drill bit looks like. And I have these in 1/2 inch, 5/8, 9/16, 3/4, 7/8, 1 inch, 1 1/8 inch from my deck and dock building days. So has the philosopher in Cebu ever picked up a 3/4 inch Milwaukee drill and put a 32 inch drill bit into the drill and drilled holes through a 12 inch or 14 inch pylon, wooden piling, and then through a whaler after the piling, and then through the sheeting after the whaler? Has the philosopher of Cebu ever picked up a 3/4 inch drill in his entire life since the day he was born, let alone use one on a daily basis with drill bits that look like this? Has the philosopher in Cebu ever built a bulkhead, a deck and dock system? Has the philosopher in Cebu ever had a marine construction license to build marinas? Has the philosopher in Cebu ever built a marina? I don't think so. I could be wrong. So this is the difference between reality. This drill bit is reality. And let me tell you what the reality of this drill bit is. You put this drill bit on a 3/4 inch Milwaukee drill and you put it in forward. Okay, put it in forward and start drilling. Now, of course, I would sharpen it before I would use this drill bit, because the sharper the bit, the better it drills. So now you think you're all in control of everything, and you think that you have everything under control, and you start to drill. Okay, And the philosopher in Cebu, he starts the drill, he pulls on the trigger, and the drill bit goes through the piling and pulls out the spoil material, and then it goes into the whaler, because that's the next thing it's going to hit, and it goes through there. And now you have to spike the 3x12 or 3x10 tongue and groove sheathing. You have to spike it to the whaler. But let's say you weren't paying attention, or one of your ingenious men weren't paying attention, and they put a spike at the height of the whaler. Or let's say you didn't mark it properly, or they didn't see the mark because it rained the night before, and they put a spike through the sheathing into the whaler. Now let's say this drill bit hits that spike, and we're talking about a 6-inch spike. It's about the size of a pencil, a little bit bigger than a thick pencil. Okay, and this drill bit hits that spike. You know what happens? The man on the other end of the drill bit, or the 3/4-inch drill, if he's got his legs wrapped around the drill, and the drill is going to immediately, the bit is going to stop spinning, and the drill is going to start spinning with the man on the other end of the drill. And if this idiot, for some reason, has his hand on the trigger from the wrong direction, the drill is going to pull in the direction of him tightening up his grip and not releasing the trigger, which is going to spin him around as fast as the drill is spinning. If he's between the drill handle and a wall, it's going to break his leg, his arm, his shoulder, or crush his chest, at which point he will go unconscious, release the trigger, and the drill will stop, or it will kill him. Has the philosopher in Cebu ever operated an 1 1/8 inch drill bit? I think not. Okay, so I can tell you what the ramifications of making a mistake with an 1 1/4 drill bit are. That's just one small thing that could happen. And so what you do is you put 2 men on the drill, and you check it before you drill through the sheathing. Now, sometimes people put it through the tongue and the groove. Now you can't see it. Now it binds up anyway with 2 men on the drill. Now you have 2 men on a brand new 3/4-inch Milwaukee reduction gear drill. And here's what happens with 2 men on the other end of the drill. The drill bit that was turning through the piling, through the whaler, and into the sheathing hits the nail, grabs the nail, and now there are 2 men spinning on the opposite end of the drill bit. 2 men are now turning. Now let's say one of these geniuses has his hand wrapped around the other man's hand as a hold on the drill. So, and the first guy with his hand on the trigger has another hand on top of his hand holding it as a hold, and the second guy doesn't let go because he's panics, and the first guy can't let go. Then those 2 guys are spinning around on the end of the drill bit. This is not a freaking game, marine construction. So did the philosopher in Cebu, does he know anything about drilling holes through pilings, whalers, and sheathing? Knows nothing. He would end up not being able to do the work, or being afraid to do the work once he sees that there are things that can't be foreseen unless you know what you're doing. So does the philosopher in Cebu even have a 1 1/4-inch drill bit? And you know damn well this drill bit's mine, because you can see by the color it's painted yellow, as is with all my tools. I don't have any other tools in here because this is where I keep my house, my office. So getting back to reality, this is reality. Netflix isn't reality. Netflix has nothing to do with reality. They have a whole system of 100 people, ambulances on the scene, doctors, medical technicians, respirators, oxygen, first aid kits. Daisy doesn't know how to perform first aid. I don't even know how Daisy would react in a panic situation, which means I'm not allowed to make any mistakes in real life. Okay, so don't come on here and say Michael Fazio doesn't know anything about construction. That's philosophy. This is reality. This drill bit, in one fell swoop, you and your buddy get on the end of that 3/4 inch drill. You and your buddy, in one fell swoop, in 10 seconds, reality will kick in like you've never seen it before. That 3/4 inch drill, if you don't take your finger off the trigger, it's not going to stop. And you're not snapping this bit so easily. It's going to smash you too. And you're on top of a 3/4 inch drill with an 18-inch pipe, an 18-inch 3/4 inch pipe out of one side, and a handle that's about 12 inches long on the other. That drill ain't going to stop until it smacks somebody unconscious and their hand releases the trigger. That's reality. Does the philosopher in Cebu know how to operate a 3/4 inch Milwaukee drill bit? I would think not. Okay, so don't compare me with somebody that has no experience in the construction industry, because that's just blah, blah, blah. That's wishful thinking. That's fantasy. That's delusion. That's the delusion of the philosopher in Cebu. He's delusional. He's an expert on every damn topic. And he knows nothing about from whence he speaks, nothing about construction. And he's telling the world that Michael Fazio has no construction technique. How funny is this? Jim Chewy, Salamat, Jim Chewy with a $20 super chat. I'm starting to feel like Big Kevin here. Thank you, Jim Chewy. And please let me know, notify me. You are getting my emails, right? Okay, because you are on that massive list, Salamat. So we're going to, oh my God. Jack Thompson. So Mercury, if Mercury gets to see this, Mercury, you still haven't responded that I'm sending emails to somebody with a name similar to yours in my email. And okay, Jim Chewy is getting my emails. Thank you, Jim, for that piece of information. So where do I start with this? So Mercury, okay, thank you, Jim. I got it. I see the message. Where do I start with the philosopher in Cebu? Just listen. I want you to go to the Philosopher in Cebu's channel. I want you to compare apples and oranges. I don't even know what that means. I'm a contractor. I'm a licensed, legitimate contractor. I have 11 federal and state licenses. I'm an actual licensed jet mechanic, and yet the philosopher in Cebu says, why you want to listen to that guy talk about boring subjects like talking about tools? Because people need tools to build stuff. Without tools, the house you live in, the car you drive, the airplane that you flew to the Philippines in wouldn't exist. Tools are what created the things that exist that you see before your eyes. Everything is created with tools. I say to the philosopher in Cebu, everything is built with tools. And people don't know how to use tools anymore. People are not brought up by their uncle being a licensed contractor, their father being a tugboat captain, their godfather being a crane operator, their other uncle being a Coast Guard captain or working in the Coast Guard and bringing us on the Coast Guard boats. Our other second cousin being a state Supreme Court judge and showing us how the court system works and how corrupt it is. People aren't brought up understanding anything anymore. They sit and watch and play these stupid video games all day. So once in a while, they break away from a video game and they watch a man work. And to them, it's worth money. It's worth more money than Netflix. Netflix is fake. I just showed you the ramifications of screwing up with a drill bit. That's nothing. I operate heavy equipment. I make a mistake and you become tomato juice. Not Beetlejuice, tomato juice. There is nothing to do when I make a mistake. That's why people come to my channel. Now, Warren brings this topic up, so I'll touch on this topic. For 6 months, I'm hearing the philosopher in Cebu state that if people drop mentioning his name, he will never mention their name in a video, and he will let it go like water under the bridge. For 6 months, I hear this. So 3 months ago, I took the philosopher in Cebu up on his challenge. I won't mention your name at all. I just said it to myself. I won't talk to the philosopher in Cebu. We have nothing to talk about. Nothing. Maybe one day we will have something to talk about. But as of right now, we have nothing to talk about. So 3 months ago, as Warren says, I stopped talking about the philosopher in Cebu. I was in New York when I stopped. I was a little bit after my New York trip, going on 2 months. So let's say 2 months. I don't mention, and you know what I get in my email? The philosopher asking me if I broke up with Daisy May. Where would you get that? We do live streams every Sunday. I get Fazio's building a storage area for cement. Is that your new house? Is that an upgrade? I don't respond. Next hour later, I get another message. Something stupid like that along those lines. Did you lose your girlfriend? Is that why you're in New York looking for a new girlfriend? Where do you come up with this shit? I went to New York to work. Then the philosopher said, now I let it go. Just like the philosopher had preconceived. If people stopped talking about the philosopher, then he would stop mentioning their name in live streams. But he can't let it go. He can't let it go. He can't let it go, Joe Blow. He can't let it go, Joe Blow, Blow, Blow. He can't let it go, Joe Blow. He can't let it go, Joe Blow. The philosopher can't let it go, Joe Blow. Says the philosopher can't let it go. He can't let it go. He can't let it go because there's something inside the philosopher's mind that whereas he believes he has something to share with the world. And his latest ditty about information was he shared his knowledge about construction by telling people, I have no knowledge. Now, I will wager you $10,000 that you can look up that Michael Fazio had a general contractor's license in New York City in the 1980s. I will, and if you can't find it, it's because they didn't put it in the books. But I have letterhead probably coming from New York, if I can find it, with my general contractor's license number given to me by New York City. I will wager you $10,000 that I actually have an FAA-approved airframe and power plant jet mechanics license, which buries any information you might have about construction, and yet I'm ignorant into regards to construction. I will wager you $10,000 that I had an excavation license in the Florida Keys. Come on. You'll keep telling people, the philosopher keeps telling people I have no content, no knowledge about construction, no understanding about building, and yet I have these licenses. How can this be? It exists inside his mind only. It only exists inside his mind. Just like He was talking about creative visualization process and how it works. My God, if anybody could screw up a topic on creative visualization and how it works, to preconceive where you want to be in life and to make it a reality. If anybody could screw up a topic, the philosopher in Cebu did that. He spouted out something that he read in a brief article about creative visualization. I could explain the entire process to you, but I won't. I really do have to get to work. But basically, I'll give you a brief synopsis. If you want something to happen, you can visualize that it has already happened or it's going to happen and that the process is going to start today or it started yesterday. And you keep sending out positive vibrations to that effect. And you believe it's going to happen. You don't ever give up on the thought it's going to happen. If you run into a barrier, that's just part of the process of getting from where you are to where you want to be. It's a whole systematic methodology in which to think. Okay? How anybody could screw up such a simple process that I just explained, it's beyond my understanding. It was the most eclectic series of verbal blurbs that had nothing to do with creative visualization that I have ever seen in my life. At least read something off the internet. It was a compilation of random thoughts that had nothing to do with creative visualization. And yet, the philosopher in Cebu thinks he expounded on creative visualization. Only in his mind did that happen, and nowhere else. There was the person that visited me this morning. He invites me to his house for dinner on a regular basis, and in return, Daisy and I take him and his wife out to dinner on a regular basis. Okay. He can talk about creative visuals. In fact, I on occasion, I will go to his seminars and listen to his philosophy about creative visualization and about making things happen from the perspective of what he calls love and light. Some people call it the Christ consciousness. Other people call it the Buddha consciousness. He can do that. He can talk for 45 minutes and make perfect sense out of creative visualization. So when you listen to one of the world's most famous people talk about creative visualization, then you listen to the philosopher of Cebu's concept of creative visualization, you say to yourself, what is this guy talking about? This has nothing to do with reality. And I made an agreement with this particular entity, let's call him an entity. I mean, that whatever I recorded from his seminars would never be made public. I have video of him and I that no one else in the world has. Video of him and somebody else. People pay him huge sums of money to talk to him privately, and they're not allowed to make videos. And yet, I have videos. Why? Because I promised him I would never make them public. And he knows I will keep my word. Not because of any ramifications, because I'm a man of my word. It's real simple. It's not complicated. There has been nobody in history that has caught me in a lie or a fabricated story. Nothing, ever. Every video that I have backs up my statements. And we have yet another super chat. It looks like it's from Mercury 3, and it is. Mercury, now that you're here, please tell me that you are getting the emails I am sending to a name similar to yours on Yahoo, because I would like to know that. Mercury, Salamat, thank you. Holy smokes, another super chat. John Escape says, hello, Miss Daisy. John Escape says, hello, Miss Daisy. Joe Blow, okay, okay, all right, so wait, I'm going to, all right, I need, Daisy will be on the video. I myself am going to, okay, I can do this, okay. Daisy, Daisy, say hello to the people, please.
Hello, everyone. Good morning here in the Philippines. Maayong buntag diri sa Pilipinas. Kaninyong tanan. Good morning to all. And in Tagalog, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
All right, so we're going to sing to all the super chatters now, but before I do that, I am looking at an email address that says into tools with an S at Hotmail, and I can visualize this as .com. Okay, you put it up there so it wouldn't.
Who is that? John Escape?
Joe Blow. Joe Blow. So your email address, I'm going to put you on the mass emailing address. As soon as this live stream goes down, I'm going to send out yesterday's update, and I thank you. So first we're going to sing to all the people that super chatted us: Mercury, Joe Blow, Blue Rose. Let me go up. Jim Chouinard, Jim Chewy, which is his name, and Blue Rose. Joe Blow at $10 twice. Thank you. Amazing. And okay, so we're going to sing to those people. I'll read them off again. Here we have Joe Blow at $10 super chat. Thank you. Salamat. Next we have Joe Blow at $10 again. Thank you. Super chat. Blue Rose at $50. Thank you, Blue Rose. Amazing. I will call you. I tell you, if you'd like, I can call you immediately after this live stream, but I really would like to get out and go to work. We have about 6 hours of work, and I'm working with the sun, hitting one part of the building or the other. So we're up to $90 in Super Chat so far. Thank you, Blue Rose, for your $50 donation. And Blue Rose has a message attached to his $50 Super Chat. Michael can take my money over fake people on Netflix and any other platform any day. This is real entertainment. Thank you. Blue Rose. 90. Then Joe Blow again at $10, which brings it up to 100. Thank you. Thank you. So he's thanking me for the entertainment value. Oh, I got sunburned bad yesterday, honey. He's thanking me. Jim Chewy at $20 brings it up to $120 in Super Chat. Salamat. And then we are going to sing now. Up Joe Blow again, which brings it up to $130 in Super Chat. I'm going to put a list of stuff together for you, Joe Blow. I'll go through and up Mercury, of course, for $5, so that brings it up to $135, and then Joe Blow again at $10, $145 in Super Chat, and after that, Mercury again at $5 for $150 in Super Chat. Mercury just had to round it off. And then John Escape moving into the picture at $2, $152 in Super Chat. And Mercury 3, $2, $154 in Super Chat. Salamat. And let me tell you what I think this is. I think this is a way to tell the philosopher in the Philippines that he could just possibly be mistaken about whether or not I have knowledge about construction. I could, God, Dennis Adams? No, not that. Who? Mercury 3 at $10 again, $164. Mercury, now you're just breaking the kalyons of the philosopher in Cebu. There's nothing, I don't know if that's the real My Philippines interest. I don't know. I think that's a fake account. Dennis Adams, oh my God, how do I add up 164 and 50, which comes out to $214? Oh my God, Dennis Adams for $50, Blue Rose and Dennis Adams for $50 super chat today. You guys are just breaking the kalyons of the philosopher in Cebu. You are not doing this for Michael Fazio. You are breaking the philosopher in Cebu's kalyons. The kalyones, baby. You're breaking his kalyones. You guys are just being mean. $214 a super chat. It just ain't right. It ain't right. You're going to make Big Kevin jealous, I tell you. Big Kevin, where art for thou right now? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, God. So let's see what the comments have to say. Daisy, slap Michael on the back in the sunburn. Go ahead. Smack me on the back in the sunburn. For Warren. Yeah, slap. Smack. It hurts. Let me show you. Well, I can't show you because I could. You know what I get? Yeah, I get, not even, thank you. I want to sing a song to the philosopher in Cebu. We're going to sing, Daisy, to the philosopher in Cebu. Salamat. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much, philosopher in Cebu, for $214 in super chat. Sounds like clap.
Another 50 from Jim.
No.
You look on the top.
No.
The pink one.
Oh my God. This is hilarious. Jack Thompson. Scott Del Fuego is in the house. Welcome. Daisy was talking about you last night, asking me why, if you hold the position in life that you do you comment on YouTube? And I said, that's because Scott is on the genius level of intelligence in and of his own right. Oh my God. Oh my God. And Scott knows where the boundary lines can and cannot be drawn, like Michael Fazio on YouTube. Scott knows where the boundaries exist and what he can and cannot say and be punished for, politically punished for. So Scott, and I explained that to Daisy, Scott doesn't break the rules. And I don't break the rules. Very cold. Boog now. So let me move on. So, hi, Michael and lovely Daisy. This is very much worth the donation. Scott's tuning in there. Oh, my God. This is very much, which I do anyway, just to be part of the excitement of this project. The hotel videos are going to be lit. Thank you, Scott. So let's move down. And so that's what I explained, that being that Scott is, oh my God, being that Scott is the boss in his industry and has genius level intelligence, he knows where the boundaries are and can't be punished because he doesn't break the imaginary and fictitious, but real lines of political dissemination. So thank you for the comment, Scott. And Jim Chewy, oh God. Jim Chewy, but Mercury, look what Daisy, this is Daisy's idea. She just brought over the pot because Jim Chewy donated another $50. This is crazy. 214 and 50 is $264 in super chat. Super chat hat, baby. It's a super chat Sunday. Oh my God. Now it's real, baby. Now it's real. Get the police, get the NBI, get the psychologists out there. Truly delusional. Michael Fazio, $264 in super chat and counting. Ding, 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 ding. It's like a dinner bell. Salamat to the philosopher in Cebu. You gave me the best. And again, I see the board is lighting up. The board is lighting up. We have blue. We have yellow. We have purple. We have purple again. We have every color up there. Everything. The board is lit. Scott Del Fuego, so we're up to 206, and the board, it moves over again. Warren enters into the system at 10, Mercury 5. Dennis Adams at 50, Jim Chewy at 50. So we're up to 264, 274, and 5 is 279. Thank you to the philosopher in Cebu. Are we having fun yet? Are we having fun yet? Directed question to the philosopher in Cebu. Are we having fun yet? Get the police. Get the NBI. Get the barangay captain. I'm putting the pot on my head and I'm going to bang it hard. Oh, the pain. Oh, the pain. I can't wait to get the real pot. And I'm going to get a miniature toilet bowl that flushes just for Mercury 3. So we're up to what? What was that? 279. And I'm moving down. 279. Look at the board. It's lit up. Looks like a rainbow. 279. 279. Scott Del Fuego moves in at $5. Salamat, Scott. Warren H at 10. Salamat, Warren. Somebody else just moved over Warren H for another $10 donation. Notice up at the top, another $10 donation creeped in. So we're up to 279. Scott Del Fuego for 5. Mercury 3 for 5. 279, 284 with Warren, 294 with Scott, 299, and in 299 it just moved up again. 299. This is all because of the philosopher Jim Chewy breaks the $300 mark with a $2 donation. $301. Big Kevin. Wherefore art thou, Big Kevin? Notice. Oh my God, here we go. Okay, so I don't even know what's going on here. I see disclaimer. Lit up like a Christmas tree. All the colors of the Lego blocks marching north. Joe Blow, phone lines are now open. Call in. This is the new telethon, the Michael Fazio telethon. Scott Del Fuego. Maybe Frank can get some super chat. I don't know what that means. Philippines, disclaimer. I'm going to report with the barangay captain. Disclaimer. Jim is back in. Warren, don't forget the coffee and bananas and muffins. I can't look at this. Trying to escape. I don't know what happened to you, buddy. I don't know. I'm going to read one of your comments, and I'm going to see what happened to you. You used to, I thought you were normal. Let's see what happens. Let's view this deleted message. I hate to break it. Yes. Not a single hair was lost during the making of this video. I don't know. Anyway, if Scott timed you out, that's life in the Philippines, baby. Oh my God, my voice is breaking up. My pot, I dented my pot, by the way. You can't say it, but I can see these little minuscule deaths. Thank you. Thank you, everyone and all. I feel like Jim Cratchit on Scrooge. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Salamat. And I'm going to tell you where this money is going. Okay? This money is going to nothing but work-related items. Okay? Now, one of the things I'm going to purchase first, well, first I have to go to Cebu and meet with a customs broker. Okay? And this money will not go towards that. That's already the hotel. I already reserved the hotel and everything. But this money will go towards work. It doesn't go to alcohol because I got to be honest with you. How long has it been? A week ago, I took alcohol out of the house altogether. There is no more alcohol in the house. And the week and a half before that, we drank one bottle of tequila between the two of us and one bottle in the 3 weeks before that. So alcohol is non-existent in my life once again because I'm going back into the work mode. I don't need alcohol in my life. I don't need the alcohol assistance to go to sleep 1 or 2 shots before I went to bed. Same with Daisy. But now that we're working, we have no trouble sleeping. We do have trouble on occasion with the O, but the O is a separate entity altogether. So when I have trouble sleeping, we go, instead of the alcohol, we move to the O. And then, okay, Scott Del Fuego couldn't resist the pot. So what were we up to? What, 94? No, 301. And Scott Del Fuego for $5 brings it up to 306. So alcohol is non-existent, and cigarettes have not been in the picture for several months. Okay, because once I start working, I don't need cigarettes to kill my appetite. The adrenaline rush that I get from creating and building and thinking and sitting out in the sun and sweating, believe it or not, the adrenaline rush, the endorphins that run through my mind when I sit outside in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning and I make a plan and then the plan comes to fruition, it multiplies inside my mind exponentially. It makes me not want to eat because now I have things to do inside my head. So Scott brings it up to 306. Let's go down. Warren, we sure do. Thank you, Warren. Okay, John Escape, a lot of Jim Chewy, we counted that $2. And then we counted Joe Blow's $2. And we thank, and then Dennis Adam, where did, that's from before. Okay, so we moved up to 3. And another one. Joe Blow, bang a pot, get a lot. Another one, bang a pot. I like that. I think I'm going to name a live stream. When I get my stainless steel pot from New York, you remember, I'm going to name the name of the video, bang a pot, get a lot, notify the NBI. That crazy guy in Bahal is banging a pot on his head. Make note, NBI, crazy man in Bahal, banging a pot on his head for Super Chat! 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 Bang a pot! Get a lot! Bang a pot! Get a lot! Bang a pot! Get a lot! Super Chat! Bang a pot! Get a lot! Bang a pot! Get a lot! Super Chat! Bang a pot! Get a lot! Bang a pot! Super Chat! Bang a pot! Get a lot! Bang a $308! $310! Bang a pot! Get a lot! $312! Warren, Mercury, and Joe Blow, $300. Bang a pot! Get a lot! Bang a pot! Get a lot! Bang a pot! Get a lot! Bang a pot! Notify the NBI. There's a crazy guy in Bahal. $312 in super chat in an hour and 29 minutes. Notify the NBI. He's earning money on YouTube. He needs to get thrown out of the Philippines, baby. Bang a pot. Joe Blow for $5. $317. Oh, this one is for my friend Frank. Joe Blow says this one is for my friend Frank in Cebu. Bang a pot. Get a lot. Notify the NBI. He needs to get thrown out of the Philippines. He collected $312 in an hour and 29 minutes. He needs to be evicted from the Philippines, baby. Bang a pot, get a lot. And this has been brought to you by Michael Fazio and Daisy May in the Philippines, baby. Ben, back to the comments. NBI, I can't wait. Now, just think about this. When the philosopher, or if anybody else notifies the NBI that Michael Fazio is insane, that was the word he used, insane. And he used it many times. That Michael Fazio is insane. Here is what I want the NBI and the barangay police to know. In an hour and 29 minutes, I just collected from my friends, super chat members, $312. That's $12,600 pesos. 15,600 pesos an hour and 29 minutes. So to the NBI and to the police, or the barangay police, or immigration, I just collected 15,600 pesos. If you think that is justifiable reason for me to earn and spend in your country 15,000 pesos, then please evict me. If you think it's insanity to make notations that Michael Fazio is crazy because he collects $300 or 15,000 pesos in an hour and a half, then just let the fellow that's making the reports note that, look, this guy Michael Fazio, he's not really doing anything wrong. He's just having fun on YouTube, baby. And fun we had. Okay, we did have fun. So let's go read the comments. I really do have to go. My bird is freaking out. Warren, I enjoyed talking to you so much this week now that you're out of the hospital. We're going to call you and Blue Rose when we're done working. Thank you for letting me go with that, Blue Rose. Frank, Laura Seagrass, many blessings to your host. Many blessing host from your supporters. Yes, Laura, has been many blessings. Warren is being a little facetious. Frank, I will super chat you 50 pesos to ring the Department of Immigration. Yeah, you have to report me. I need to be reported. I really need to be reported. And then what I'll do is when I get a letter from immigration or the Bureau of the NBI, which I will not, by the way, I'll send them my videos. Oh, wait a second. They have already been notified about Michael Fazio. They already watched my videos. They have been notified accordingly. Because remember, Michael Fazio was blacklisted from leaving the Philippines. So going to New York was impossible. Michael Fazio was blacklisted from renewing his passport to go back to the Philippines. Remember, I couldn't get back into the Philippines. And then remember what happened at the airport when I came back to the Philippines, which I won't repeat because of one of the great immigration officers. Man, did he save me a lot of aggravation. Just remember, Michael Fazio has been reported to the NBI. So these are secondary and tertiary reports. Thank you very much for making me famous in the annals of the NBI, Bureau of Immigration, and or whoever. So, and by the way, I just renewed my sticker, I did a 6-month sticker for my immigration fee. So I'm paid up until December 29th. And my ACR card is up to date until July of 2020. So remember, I'm the guy that's blacklisted, can't leave the Philippines to go to New York or Florida, can't come back into the Philippines from New York or Florida, and can't renew my my stamps. Now, I do have one more problem that I will discuss with you at the end of the week about incompetence in professionalism. People that are supposed to be professionals in the Philippines and the incompetence level being high. I think I'll make a normal video about that, and I will make an insane video about that and put it on Patreon only. I will give you the truth about what I'm going through in the last two months, but more specifically 3.5 weeks. These professional people that call themselves professionals are anything but professionals. What they are psychopathic liars and deceitful creatures, believing themselves to be professionals because they have a moniker in front of their name of certified customs broker or certified shipping, blah, 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 whatever. I am going to tell you a story that you will not believe occurred to me on Friday afternoon at 1:22 in the afternoon. I was asked for paperwork that doesn't exist, nor was I ever asked for paperwork to make it happen. At 1:22, their email came into my mail. I read it at 3 o'clock, and they asked me to have certain paperwork available Monday morning to go to Cebu with. Some of this paperwork takes a couple of weeks or a month to get, and I wasn't notified. And where did this come from? Professionals. Professionals who believe themselves to be professionals. Now, I am so far behind. I said to them, you guys dropped the ball. You got to take care of this on your end. Whatever it means to take care of it, you take care of it. And I went a little bit sideways on this guy, not so much because I still need him, and he needs me. He needs me to the tune of over 160,000 pesos. So he's not going to let a little bit of me ruffling his feathers get between our monetary and our professional existence. But these people are not professionals here in the Philippines. They are anything but professional. They are professional baloney artists. They are professional liars. They are professional scammers, if you want to take it to the next level. But professional, no. They don't know how to make an agreement. They don't know what an agreement is, and they don't know how to keep an agreement. And I'll leave it at that. So let me finish reading the comments. So we're up to $312. Thank you. Well, his physical appearance has nothing to do with his mental prowess, Jack. You know his mental prowess is well above beyond. I don't know where we are here. Oh, God, I see super chats. Okay, these are from before. Okay, what a super chat. Okay, this, Joe Blow. Yeah, okay, we read that. This one is for our friend Frank. Okay, Warren. Jack is making fun of fingers. Mercury, LOL, brought to you by Michael Fazio and his wife are cracking up. Love you guys, Michael. Thank you, Mercury. Thank you very much. Salamat. And I still don't have the shirts to send out to Mercury and Scott and whoever else, but I will send those shirts. Warren, that's funny. John Escape has been blocked again. I don't know what's up with this guy. Why don't we just I'm going to view this message. I don't know why that message. Well, you know what? Jack Thompson has been reading his comments and blocking this guy, John Escape. I don't know who he is. You guys want to block whoever you block. That's why you have the wrench. Okay, so thank you, Jack. You do what you like. And if you think it's necessary, you just make a note right now. If you think it's necessary to block this guy John Escape permanently, just make a notation, and I'll just block. I'll go to his channel and block him, or you can. You're welcome to do that. I don't know what's up with him today, and I don't care. I Scott the Fuego. Scott the Fuego. This is commentary by Scott. I needed to cut steel tube in a particular way without a bandsaw or chop saw. Michael got me through it. Thank you. Okay, yeah. I mean, I can tell you how to do just about any job with hand tools or with machine tools. I actually don't even remember assisting Scott in that, but if he says I did it, I probably did it, but I don't remember it. I help a lot of people that send me private messages, not just the people that super chat me. If they're a long-term subscriber and they need information on a tool or what tool would work best, I'm more than happy to help people out. Jack Thompson says, Frank refused to acclimate to the Philippines. Oh, come on, Jack. Don't make up stories. His air conditioner has perfectly acclimated him to the Philippines. Don't be making up stories. Okay, Mercury 3, $314, Mercury's donation. His ears are still ringing. Listen, Mercury, this is the only thing you need to know, Mercury. Bang a pot, make a lot. Joe Blow, words of wisdom. Bang a pot, make a lot. Pot, make a lot. Bang a pot, make a lot. Salamat, $314. $314. My goodness, my goodness. Jim Chewy, LOL. Okay, Scott the Fuego says, I bought a piece of Chinese furniture. This I remember. And they installed the threaded inserts too deep. Rather than having to send back, Michael told me how to fix it perfectly. If you do any work, Patron is worth it. Now that I remember giving an option for Scott to how to fix the furniture. Now, Scott didn't use my option. Scott realized that the bolt was not going into the hole, not because the thread was bad, but because it was an American thread, as on the bolt that they sent them, and it was an American male thread and a metric female thread. That was the problem. But I explained to Scott how to fix it without, if he couldn't get the bolt into the hole, to just drill through the secondary female part and take a longer bolt and nut with a lock washer and just compress it from the outside, and you'd never notice it it was on the bed frame near the headboard. So unless he had somebody bent over the headboard and they were looking at that bolt and thinking about bolts while he had them bent over the headboard, they wouldn't notice the different color in the bolt. And then I told him you could use a magic marker to make it black like the bed. So unless Scott bent somebody over the headboard and they were looking at the bolt and thinking about Scott's bolt and not what else was going on in the rear view mirror, then Scott fixed the problem. Oh my God. Jim Chewy brings it up to $316. And remember, 316 in the Bible. For the Lord loved the world so much, he gave his only begotten son, Jesus, to the world as a sacrifice. Anytime I see that number, I know that today is going to be a good day, because Jesus came to the world to save us all. And whether or not you believe in Jesus, let me tell you something about the Philosopher in Cebu's, oh my God, Dennis Adams for $50. Again, 316 and 50 is 366. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Let me tell you something about creative visualization, and we'll get to Dennis Adams' contribution to the Michael Fazio slush fund. Oh my God. Okay, so creative visualization has to do with the Philosopher in Cebu has the whole concept screwed up, in my opinion. Okay, it's my what?
They don't want you to work.
They don't want me to go to work today. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to get my 6 hours in today. It makes no difference at all. In fact, this just gives me an incentive to work harder. Okay, so the philosopher in Cebu had this thing about creative visualization. So whether or not people believe in Jesus, and I believe that entities like Jesus have existed throughout time. They call him Lao Tse, they call him Buddha, they call him uh, uh, in the Upanishads talk about philosophers that have supernatural powers. Jesus, okay, Walt Whitman was as powerful as Jesus in many ways. There have an interesting Dennis Adams does it again. Oh my God, 366 and 50 is $416, $100, $466, 300. 366 and 50 is $416. Oh my God, you guys I know what you're doing. You're breaking Frank's colognes. Frank doesn't like when his colognes get broke. Okay, so Jesus, as a philosopher, like the philosopher in Cebu, if you pray, now let me tell you something about prayer. Prayer is a different kind of creative visualization. You can do prayer, or you can do creative visualization and prayer, or one or the other, and move in a direction. So if someone wakes up in the morning and prays for the power to move through the day and have a successful and happy day, and they pray using an entity, be it Buddha or Lao Tse or Shiva, any of those people, they just pray for power to bring it into their self to have a great day. That's creative visualization. Now, the philosopher in Cebu is 100% set that he doesn't believe in God or God-like entities. Okay, he believes we just exist and vanish, and that's it. I've heard that story before. That's not true. We are spirit beings. Okay, I won't get into my philosophy of the spirit entities that I've contacted and who have contacted me, all for beneficial reasons, but they exist. But you don't have to necessarily pray to Jesus as your Lord and Savior. You can just pray to Jesus and ask for guidance during the course of the day, where if something goes wrong, to let you move through that problem without getting upset about it. Now, the famous man who visited me this morning talks about this kind of stuff all the time. But I said, and I don't need, he asked me why I come to the seminars if I know the answers to his questions. I said, because Daisy needs to hear this stuff from somebody else besides me. And he just shook his head and said, good answer. Okay, in other words, I already, when that famous man asks me, oh my God, look at this. This place is lit up like a Christmas tree. 50 from Dennis Adams, 50 from Dennis Adams, Warren for 5, and there was another one for Mercury 3 for $4. So we're up to 416, and 4 is 420, and 5 is 425. I know what you guys are doing. Let's do it. They're going for 500. I know what they're doing. They are going to break the philosopher in Cebu's colognes to the tune of $500. That's what they're going for. Don't do it. I don't think he can take another setback like this. I don't think Big Kevin can take a setback like this. In the super chat, I type. So creative visualization and prayer work hand in hand. Now, what you want to pray to, if you believe your father is in the spirit world, and I mean your physical father, and he can bring you strength and guidance, that will help you move through the day. I don't want to get involved with creative visualization. I have to go to work. And Daisy's making breakfast. So if you believe your dad can bring you power, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What were we up to, honey? 5 what? $450. It was up $50. And Mercury 3 just printed $20, $470. From Mercury 3's wife, because she loves Michael and Daisy. $470, my friends. $470. I know what you're doing. You're breaking the philosopher from Cebu's Galleones. I don't think he can take it. Especially after his creative visualization that nobody will donate money to my channel. And what do I see? I see new emails from Patreon, new members. I see it. I'm going to this is great. More good news in tomorrow's live show. I don't have to get up early. Okay, so Mercury 3, given the strength of the USS, I have to put my glasses on. Mercury 3, given the strength of the U.S. money compared to Australia, it's more like 3 times in your favor. Okay, they're having a conversation. Okay, we can make $1,000. Dennis Adams wants to go for $1,000 today. That would mean I would not be able to get to work. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What were we up to, honey? 500 and what? $50? I lost track. Can somebody tell me with the $516? 516 and 10 makes 500 and no, it was 520 and 10 is 530. 530 go 530, that's what it is. 530 going once, 530. Okay, then I said you're trying to get me up to 1,000. Scott Delfego with another 10 brings it up to $530. When you're angry and mad, you're so Frank, I mean Scott. Oh, Scott's a poet. Oh, the real Philippines interest is here. Somebody deleted his message. Oh my God. I don't know who did it. I can't say it. Oh no, message retracted. Okay, yeah, don't delete his messages. I love when he sends me messages. But Frank Scott Delfego. So we're up to $530. Oh, I'm gonna put my foods down. I'm putting my foods down. I was gonna start eating. $50 from Dennis Adams. Another 50. The board is lit up. We have orange. We have red, purple. We have yellow. Another $50 from Dennis Adams brings it up to $580. Super chat. $580. I gotta have to make a note. $580. $580 in super chat. Okay, I'll do a jig. All right. I'll do the jig. Jim Chewy wants a jig for $580. If I could, I'd stand on my head and do a jig. How do I do a jig? How do I do this? Okay. First of all, I need a shirt, honey. I need a shirt. Otherwise, they'll flag my video as inappropriate content because I showed my shoulder. Oh my God. Talking about the philosopher in the Philippines. And what pops up? My vest. Uncle Sam. By the way, Uncle Sam has 831 subscribers. So please subscribe to Uncle Sam's channel. If you're not already subscribed, let's get him up to 1,000 so he can do super chat. Okay, a jig. All right, well, I'll do a jig for you. Watch this. Jim Chewy wants a jig. I'll do a jig. Here we are. We're jigging, baby. We're jigging for dollars. Okay. Remember, you asked for it. We are. in the pot for a lot. Bang in the pot for a lot. Oh, bang in the pot for a lot. Oh, Mr. NBI officer, I just collected how much was it? $580. Mr. NBI officer, I apologize for my crazy behavior and the jig that I'm about to do. $585. I apologize, Mr. NBI officer and Mr. Barangay captain. I apologize for my crazy behavior for collecting 30,000 pesos in super chat in 1 hour and 55 minutes. 30,000 pesos in super chat. 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 I apologize, Mr. NBI officer and Mr. Barangay captain, for 30,000 pesos in super chat. So now we were up to $580. I knew we were going to break the $600 mark. And this board is lit up like a Christmas tree again. So we have $580 plus Mercury's $585 plus 5 from Jim Chewy, $590. $590, baby. That's just under 30,000 pesos in super chat. So when the NBI watches this, they'll say, the philosopher in Cebu, he said, what is so special about that madman in Bohol that anybody would want to watch his show? Now, me personally, I don't think anybody else on YouTube has an eclectic collection of videos I have. Race cars. Oh my God. 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 500 and what was that? 500. Wait, Daisy? $590. Hold on. I'm going to make a note of this. This is, oh God. And Pilo comes in. $590 plus another $5 from Pilo Naranga, who's blocked on Frank's channel. So he'll donate here. Thank you, Pilo Naranga. Salamat. Naranja. Pilo Naranja. Right there. Pilo Naranja. He's blocked on Frank's channel. So we're up to $595. Okay, I got to write this down. I can't, these big numbers. Okay. $595, just under 30,000 pesos. Now, Dennis Adams, let's read the comments that go along with the super chat. Super chat. I wasn't much of a dance, I got to tell you, Jim Chew. Tell you what I could do. That was kind of like, so I'm confused. I'm confused. When we're coming up on the NBI coming to get me at this point. I'm surprised they're not at my door, knocking down my door, asking me for a donation of some bananas and donuts at this point. Because I would be more than happy to give them bananas and donuts if I could control them. Only if I could control the NBI will I give donuts and bananas. If I can't have total control over the Philippines NBI and all of its facilities and people in the NBI, I need to be able to control the NBI with nothing more or less than donuts and bananas. If I could do that, I would give them an end of this super chat. Let's see. So let's go. And $595. Oh my God. We're moving over it. We're moving over it. So we're at Mercury. Bang it, baby. That makes it 600. Mercury 3 brings it up to 600. Mercury 3. Mercury 3. And then that unknown 600. 630,000 in Super Chat. Jim Chewy, another $5. 605. Oh, yeah, baby. Dennis Adams says the difference between crazy and crazy ass great comedy is right here. Mr. Michael Fazio. Oh my God. Thank you, Dennis. The difference between crazy and crazy ass comedy is right here. Mr. Michael Fazio. Thank you, Dennis Adams. My Philippines interest. Ojo Lojos. I blocked all my super sat chatters. I don't know. That's not the real My Philippines interest. And then we have Pilo, which what? Pilo Naranga. I'm just saying his name. So we are up to what were we up to? 605. I added it up, but I forget, honey. I get confused. The numbers are big. Joe Blow, Dennis Adams, you rule. Okay, thank you, Joe Blow. And tell you what would be easier than me dancing. Oh my God! And we're looking at this again. We're moving up. Look at this, 350s from Dennis Adams. That's $150. That's $200 in Super Chat from Dennis Adams today. Look at this. Oh my God! So we're up to 605. Mercury's 5 makes it 610. Joe, no, yours went over that, Joe. That makes it 615. Thank you, Joe Blow. Now we're going down. Come on, baby. Daisy needs a new and actually, Scott, that's psychic. That's the second time this week. I told Daisy yesterday we're buying her a real pair of leather work boots because Daisy showed him. Go get that sneaker that you were wearing yesterday. Go get the sneaker, please. Scott, I just told you last night, throw those damn things out. Look at the shoes that Daisy was wearing. I said, what the hell, are you crazy? Tell me you need a new pair of shoes, babe. All right, so we're up to 605. 605. Let me go down. Just hold on a second. 605. And Dennis throws up another 50. That's 655. That's
I have
3,000, 30,000,
and the other one.
30,000, 2,000, 30,000, 32,500. Not these, the black ones.
Oh, the black.
These are the ones she was wearing yesterday with the sole. I said, what the hell? This is the good pair. I don't pay attention to her sneakers. We keep this stuff outside. This is the good pair. Been fixed several times. This is the garbage she was wearing. I said, throw those out. You're going to step on a rock. It's going to go into your foot. This is the garbage that Daisy was wearing. She doesn't say a word. She doesn't say, Mike, can we get a new pair of shoes? Because I bought Daisy a new pair of sneakers last week, a new pair of Sundugos, because for a Zumba. But I said yesterday, we're going to get you a pair of work boots. And she shows me, these are still okay. She's going to put duct tape on this shoe. This is what my girl Daisy will wear and not make a complaint, okay? Okay, so Scott Del Fuego, come on. This is true, Scott. Just yesterday, I said, Daisy, we're getting you a pair of leather work boots, and we are. So when we get to go put down leather work boots when we get to Cebu, please. Okay, so we're up to $655 or 32,500 pesos in one super chat. Super chat. Scott Del Fuego. Jim Chewy. LOL, baby. Okay, Scott Del Fuego. Mercury 3. Boom. He blows a super chat by the goalie and scores. Super chat. So to the NBI, if you will give me total control of your offices throughout the entire Philippines, I will stop making super chat videos, or I will start sending you a percentage in the form of donuts and bananas, baby, to the NBI, so I can control your thoughts. I want to control the NBI. Control the NBI. And I know how to do it. I bring them bananas and donuts and throw in some coffee occasionally. And the NBI will be under my control for nothing more than 1,000 pesos of bananas and donuts. I control the NBI. As the philosopher in Cebu once said, they do what I ask them to do because I give them bananas and donuts. Does anybody remember that video? The philosopher in Cebu said they do what I ask them to do because I give them bananas, donuts and bananas. The bananas was the last on the list. Coffee, donuts, and bananas. Does anybody remember the video? Give me just push the number 1 if you remember the video, where the philosopher in Cebu said, the NBI does what I ask them to do because I send them coffee, donuts, and bananas. Does anybody remember that video? Press the number 1 if you remember that video. Warren H. Warren H. Oh my God! Don't remind them to take screenshots, Warren. Don't do that. Don't do that. And what makes you think that the philosopher in Cebu is watching this video anyway? He doesn't watch my videos. He has no time to watch my videos. He's so busy 6 hours a day making his own live streams. How would he have time to watch my videos? Now, just remember, Dennis Adams, 605, and then another 50. Oh my God! Look at this. No, this can't be. I don't think so. No, it's a new one. It's a new one. It's $250 from Dennis Adams. Somebody say thank you to Dennis Adams. Oh God. So the philosopher in Cebu, the reason for this live stream is simply because the philosopher in Cebu made me laugh so hard last night at the video he posted about me not knowing anything about construction. I just had to talk about a little bit about construction and what we're doing today and what we're still going to. And you know what? You know how you could tell I'm not lying? Let me tell you how you could tell I'm not lying. Because when this live stream ends, 2 things are going to happen. 3 things. I'm going to take off this work vest and I'm going to give it to Daisy. I'm going to finish the breakfast that she made a half an hour ago. And then I'm going to go out and put the live stream on and copy it as a video. And then I'm going to send it to everybody tonight. And I'll make mention of this video. So Dennis brings up the $605 in Super Chat to $655 in Super Chat. So let's just make a note of that. 655. Okay, because I can't remember this. So the philosopher in Cebu said, if you leave me alone, if you don't mention my name, I will drop mention of any mention of you to anybody. That offer went out to everybody on YouTube. And I took him up on his offer. And I could show you pages of notes that he has sent me in the last 3 weeks. Why? I haven't mentioned you, haven't talked about you, haven't mentioned your channel, haven't mentioned anything about your super chats or your ridiculous philosophy about creative visualization. Not one word have I, and yet you can't drop it. Why can't you just drop it? Why? Because inside your mind, you think that you are correct. Now let's talk about that, whether or not you're correct or not. Passport TV made a video yesterday, blind allegiance or blind belief or blind following. Something with Passport, I forgot the name. Passport TV made one of the greatest videos, and not only that, but Passport TV and I were thinking the same thoughts within a 48-hour period. He said that if you'll notice, nobody pops up on the Philosopher from Cebu's channel from his past and says, hey, Philosopher from Cebu, remember when we did this when we were kids? Or remember this guy when we were children? Passport TV made Blind Ignorance, made a great video about that. If you notice, and I was thinking the same thoughts, nobody ever comes up from his past and says, hey, buddy, how you doing? Nobody, ever. 3 years, never. Nobody. I don't know anybody from his past that has come onto his channel during a live stream and says, hey, buddy, remember we were in high school together, or remember this, or remember that? I don't remember anybody. Passport TV makes a great point. In fact, I was going to bring this up in a live stream, but he beat me to it. So I'm not even going to say it was my idea. The idea was floating around in that place we call creative visualization. We both thought of it, and it occurred on Passport TV's channel first. And another great channel is Frankie's Flying Circus. Now, some of the shit he puts on there, I wouldn't say is great, but it's humorous to certain mentalities, but I wouldn't say it's great, but I would say it's interesting, okay? Another great channel, of course, is the great Dave Phelps, the great Popeye. Whether or not you like them, they have subject material. Some of it is when they do a 2-hour live stream, who has time to listen to blah, blah, blah for 2.5 hours? Unless it relates to what you're interested in. Me, personally, I love listening to Dave and Popeye. Passport TV, really smart dude, man. And if Passport TV ever set his mind to making 1,000 subscribers and becoming a real channel on YouTube with Super Chat, he could do it. All he has to do is say that's what he wants to do. And enough people will subscribe to his channel to make 1,000 subscribers overnight. I'll help him. I'll help Frankie's Flying Circus too. I won't let you post all those videos on my channel because I don't agree with some of them for YouTube content, because some of it's age restricted. I find them amusing, but I would not put that on my channel. I would set up a Patreon account for something like that. So let's go back. We're up to $655. Let's just show you the board. Dennis is at $200 across the board up on top. $200 from Dennis Adam. Scott Del Fuego says Fazio is famous Waifomo. Fuerte famoso Waifomo. That's Spanish, and I don't understand Spanish, but I know it's a compliment, so thank you, Scott. Samuel says, no, it's a new channel. Well, you'll have to get with Samuel. If you want to post the link to your channel, you're welcome to do that, Samuel. Warren wants to know if Francis is getting screenshots. Francis doesn't watch my videos. He said he only occasionally passes through and just takes some notes. He doesn't watch my videos per se. Although somehow he condenses a watch and a pass through into 3 hours of notes that totally mimic my videos. It's as if he's psychic. I swear. Francis may very well be psychic, like me in Passport TV. Warren, those shoes go to show you Daisy is not just money. Daisy and I keep our shoes in separate locations. I had no idea I came back. I went to a job down the block to talk to somebody yesterday. Some incidental thing that's going to happen next week. And I came back and I looked at Daisy's shoe. She was peeling a piece of rubber off her shoe. This is ridiculous. It's absurd. I said, what the hell is this? Daisy, we need to get you a pair of work boots. But I had said that before I left to go talk about that incidental work-related thing. So Daisy doesn't want anything from me except my friendship, my companionship, and snacks. She likes snacks, I gotta tell you.
What?
Snacks. Yesterday she went out and bought five bags of snacks, honey. 5 bags. They were the best tasting garbage I ever tasted. First time I had snacks. I had snacks twice this week. I don't much for snacks. I don't really need snacks, to be honest with you. So she's going to get work shoes. No doubt about it, Scott, going to get work shoes. Warren says those shoes go to show you Daisy is not there just for money. Never was. Daisy gets a new pair of work shoes. Michael, you get a new pair of shorts. You know what? That's a good idea. Remind me. Oh yeah, you saw my private videos. Yeah, I shit can those shorts. I only wear them when I'm working around the house. Scott Del Fuego says muffins and donuts, muffins and donuts. Watch the shiny object, muffins and donuts. Mercury. How much Mercury? That's Francis for coffee, donuts, and bananas controls the NBI. I control the NBI. I control the NBI. I control the NBI like puppets on a string with nothing more than bling, which I call coffee, donuts, and muffins, or bananas. That's right. How much do bananas cost there? $1 a kilo, 50 cents a pound. 50 cents a pound will get you even the best bananas from Mindanao. My Philippines interest message retracted. I don't know who you are. So we have number ones because people remembered the video that that the philosopher in the Philippines did. He did a video called, I don't know what he called it. I don't even know if it's still up. But he controls, he said, the NBI or the barangay police do what I ask them to do because I treat them good. I bring them coffee, donuts, and bananas. I swear I heard that. It's not an opinion. I'm telling you, I believe it to be the truth. I can't prove it because he took the video down. So Dennis Adams, with that other $50, bringing it up to $650 or 32,500 pesos. With that one, we're up to 32,500. I don't expect much more. I do wish to go have my breakfast. I'm going to say thank you to everybody. I'm going to read every comment, and then I'm going to say goodbye. There is one other person I want to mention. Okay. Oh God, there is some sarcasm going on from Scott Del Fuego. Gonna read it. Mercury 3. I would give them bagels from Cebu at oh God. The sarcasm is in, baby. When I was in New York, at 12 o'clock at night in New York, somebody knocked on my door. And they had bagels and flagels at midnight because it was 12 o'clock in the Philippines. And the guy comes up the stairs and says, Mike, I got your bagels, in a deep Italian brogue accent. And I says, all right, how much do I owe? He goes, I don't worry about it. Forget about it. So what I said on my live stream was that I just had bagels delivered from a store near the Ayala Mall at midnight. But what nobody caught, except my close friends caught, was that who the hell can get bagels delivered at midnight in the Philippines from an Italian delivery man that doesn't want the money for the bagels? Nobody caught that. So Mercury 3 is bringing up a past the $1 million prank, 1 million peso prank is on Frank video. It was in that video, I think. 1 million peso prank on Frank. So then there was another part of that video where Scott is bringing up a little sarcasm here. Scott said, Frank needs super chat to get the baseboard heating installed in the Philippines home. Now, in that video with the bagels, I showed my house in New York City with a full-blown china cabinet full of china for the last 40 years. And I showed a cat toy, and I showed baseboard heating. Oh my God, 655 goes up to 675. 655 goes up to 675 from Mercury 3. New boots for Daisy, 675. 675, baby. 675. So I showed baseboard heating. Salamat, Mercury 3. And to your wife, please. Thank you. So I show baseboard heating. Now, where in the world, in the Philippines, does anybody have baseboard heating? And I showed the baseboard heating in almost every video as a clue to tell people I was never in Cebu. I was never in Cebu. I was in Cebu for a few days. I did my business, and I was gone. Maybe 96 hours I was in Cebu. Okay, so these guys are being facetious on the philosopher in Cebu. It's really not fair to break his caliones any further. I want you guys to stop super chat. $675 is almost an all-time record. It only falls shy a little bit of my $700 take out of $1,000 for my haircut videos. So thank you. So let me finish reading the comments, and please, no more super chat. I beg of you, no more super chat. I'm not even going to go over to the bathroom toilet and flush it, because Mercury 3, I know he's going to want to super chat me again. I'm only kidding. I'm breaking your caliones, Mercury. Scotto Fuego, he was watching. Now he is busy kicking the dogs and screaming. Frank needs super chat to get the baseboard heating installed in his Philippines home. Well, of course. So we're up to 675. Dennis Adams is going to be awarded the Silver Hammer for bravery in honor of assisting with hotel construction. You know, Dennis, I'm going to tell you something. That $250, I'll tell you how far that'll get. You know what I'm going to put this super chat towards? Well, once I get settled in with I brought some construction supplies from America, a small amount. I brought some personal goods, and then I'm going to, once I get that sorted, which should be, I would hope by the end of next week, if the ship comes in, I'll have that sorted out. It has a due date of the 24th, but I don't know when it's coming. We didn't get an update as of Friday afternoon. We won't get an update till Monday morning at the earliest. But I'm probably going to spend this money. It's almost enough money to buy a cement mixer. Cement mixers are 48,000 pesos, which is $900. So we're up to 650, 675. So I'll throw in the other $300 because naturally YouTube takes their percentage. But this is going towards a cement mixer. So when I get the cement mixer, it's going to be from this super chat. But Daisy's also getting a new pair of shoes, and I'm going to look for a pair of shorts. So thank you. It's going to go in a couple of different directions. Thank you. Janice Adams. Okay, Joe Blow, birthday cake, smiles, glasses. Mr. Fazio, I have to tell you, I don't answer calls from unknown callers, numbers that aren't in my contacts list. Let me know your number in the email. Okay, so Joe, that I will do that. And I'll get that email out to you immediately after I stop this live stream. And I will give you it's going to come in through Skype. I don't know what it looks like through Skype. I'll leave you my telephone number, my Globe telephone number. It may come in as you might read a partial of my Globe number, but through the email, what I'll do is when I call you, well, I'll send you my number. If you have Skype, Joe Blow, I can Skype to you, but I can call you through Skype. I can call you through Skype on any landline or any cell phone that you have in America. How it comes in, I don't know. So what I would have to do is send you an email saying that I'm going to call you now, and it's X time in the Philippines and it's X time in America. And you'll know whatever number came in on your cell phone. If you see any feedback, you'll know through that. And I'm going to do that immediately after I end this live stream, which is going to happen because 6 hours of work is 6 hours of work, and I have 6 hours of work outside. So I will do that, Joe Blow. Now, I don't know. Mercury 3. Dennis is the man. Thank you, Dennis. No, Mercury. Come on, Mercury. You have been one of the most generous people in Super Chat and commenting and becoming friends with Warren in a time of need where Warren needs to be a friend, where you two men are now friends for life. Okay, you guys have a rapport between you about renting and shoveling snow and coffee and stuff like that. It's been fun. Okay, there's some good things come out of these live streams, and that's one of them. So thank you, Mercury. Blue Rose. Dennis Adams pulling out that big money, and that he was. Okay, so I see Jack Thompson is working. Thank you, Jack, for working, for being a wrench on my channel and keeping the chismis out of it. Thank you. I don't understand. Who is the Philippines interest guy? Does he have great content like Fazio? Well, you're welcome to go to his channel if you like. Not a problem. And you can judge that for yourself. I view it as comedy, but sometimes there's a little sarcasm mixed in. But last night he gave me a belly laugh. Tears were coming out of my eyes, probably a good 10 minutes. Okay. I was laughing so hard, I was saying, I got to record this, but then you lose the moment. So I didn't record it. If I had a cell phone, which I need to get, I would have recorded it. It would have been a posterity moment. This was one of the greatest videos he ever made, was telling people I don't know anything about construction. I had a laugh. When shit is funny, it's funny, and it was funny. Warren H. has the answer whether or not my Philippines interest videos are interesting. Warren H. had the answer. So I would suggest you listen to Warren H. So Warren says, well, if you can watch one of his videos, you can summarize all of his videos by that. Crazy Eyes this, Crazy Eyes that. He's talking about Dave Phelps in a lot of his videos. He can't stop. It's a compulsive reaction to every other YouTube blogger. There is nobody worthy of living in the Philippines or collecting Super Chat except the gentleman in question. He believes that to be the truth, which to me is crazy talk. Mercury says, I only watch content channels that don't sound interesting. That you have to make up your mind. Scott Del Fuego says, my Philippines interest 01. Remember, I'm here because I never leave my bedroom and I don't get any Super Chats, so I can't afford to go anywhere anyway. Oh, God. Oh, God. That's the genius of Scott Del Fuego, putting words into words of wisdom. My Philippines interest. Now, that's a fake channel. I'm here because you're there. Okay, so we see some other interest. All right, so fake Jack Thompson says fake Frank. Okay, Mercury 3. New boots for Daisy brought it up to $675 with Mercury 3's current and registered $20 super chat, $675. Salamat. Now, Dennis Adams, in regards to my Philippines interest 01, is Frankie. And I really want to block him. Why? Because he's only here to start more crap. Okay, so, well, you have a wrench, Dennis Adams. You can utilize that wrench to your advantage. Okay? I don't block him from leaving comments on my videos because I don't care what he thinks. He can't get under my skin. He believes he's inside Dave's head and controls Dave Phelps. And Dave believes that Dave is inside my Philippines interests head and controls my Philippines interest. And each day they talk about controlling one another. And each day the videos get progressively more interesting. They both believe they both controlling each other, except one of those two entities has the ability to converse on various topics from an intellectual and intelligent point of view. And the other makes this crap up as he goes along, which is why I call him the philosopher in Cebu. And we'll leave it at that. Samuel says, Michael Fazio, can I get anything delivered, baby? Michael Fazio can get anything delivered. Yeah, I got bagels delivered from an Italian guy in Cebu at midnight for free. So Jack Thompson says, oh my God, this is deliciously hilarious. Dennis Adams, we see $1,000 USD, just maybe. I don't think so, Dennis. I think the super chat has reached the point of no return, baby. And I thank everybody for it. I wish I could do a jig, as Jim Chewy said, a jig. Maybe when you know what? I tell you what, Daisy, remind me to dance outside in the live stream. Then the next live stream, I'll do a Jim Chewy jig outside in construction with my shoes and my gear on. Okay, just remind me to do that, honey.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me ask you a question, Daisy. What we're going to need out there is we're going to need the green cord set up at the stanchion. I'm going to need the long green cord 110 that we had out there yesterday. Over there. We're going to need the cord. We're going to need the drill, the 110. Put it on. Put it all on one big piece of plywood. Yeah. We're going to need both the baby hammer and the 32-ounce S-string hammer, the big one we had yesterday. We're going to need the spikes. The long nails. Oh, they're inside the machine. Don't worry about that. And then, so that's what we need now. Okay? And bring over a bucket of water to keep us cool. Okay, so Daisy's going to set the job up as she always does. I'm getting ready to say goodbye. Jack Thompson says, Scott Del Fuego, come on, my Philippines interest 01, unblock me and bang a pot on your head, and I will send you a nice, fresh, fat super chat.
I will, repeat. 110.
The 110 cord. Wait. The green cord.
Yeah, the S-wing hammer, the baby hammer, the drill, 110, and then the plywood.
Put everything on the plywood.
Yeah.
Okay, so she remembered. If she doesn't get it right, I don't really care because The electric, what, honey?
No chainsaw? You will not choose the chainsaw?
I'll take the chainsaw too. And we need the gas for the chainsaw. You know what? Bring the oil for the chainsaw too. The oil? Okay, so, yeah, all right. I'll take the chainsaw and the oil. And then the tablet's charged, right, honey? Yeah, the tablet's charged. Yeah. I'll just put this over here. This tablet, it's starting to work much better than it was. As long as I'm not uploading a video and I use the tablet, it works. So Scott Del Fuego apparently was blocked on my Philippines Interest 01 channel for asking my Philippines Interest 01 to bang a pot on his head, and he would give him a super chat, but he got blocked. Go figure. Go figure. Jack Thompson says, some of us knew where Michael was, of course, because I talked to my friends through Skype on the phone. All right, Daisy's going to say goodbye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you very much for the super chats, for the money.
And the boots.
Huh?
And the new boots that you're going to get.
Ah, yeah. Salamat. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much, everyone.
Salamat. Okay, so Jack Thompson, yes, I kept in touch with many people when I was in New York because my phone in New York is unlimited calling, landline, and I had Skype. Mercury 3, I think when people like you, people super chat you. Am I wrong in my thinking? Well, I think I can't say this too. I would think that people that super chatted me today like me, or they like my obscure comedy mentality, or they like the insanity or the borderline insanity. Okay, but I have heard stories about my Philippines Interest 01 about people trolling that gentleman by sending him $1 or $2 donations to keep him on the super chat for longer periods of time, just to break his calzones, not because they like him, but just to keep him on and keep the philosophy flowing. So would I say they like him at that point? I would say that he brings them enjoyment and entertainment through his philosophy of, he knows about everything. He's one of the smartest people that ever lived. I mean, we're not even going to talk Einstein. We're talking that other guy, Stephen Hawking's level philosophy stuff. I mean, when he moves into the philosophy of why people like certain channels and don't like other people's channels, and when you listen to the reasoning, you are just dumbfounded with some of the things that he says. I mean, it's amusing, not necessarily my belief to be true, but it's amusing to the point where it's that slow motion train wreck. So I think that people super chat you because they like you, Mercury, or in my case, myself, and because they're breaking balls. I believe that that could be the case, because I happen to know for a fact one person that just will super chat people just to break their chops. They'll super chat them $1 just to get their name up on the board and to hear their name. And that's just breaking somebody's balls. Super chatting somebody for $1, that's just breaking somebody's balls. Okay, that's not liking. That's just like saying, I'll give you $1. Now, when people give me $1, I'm most respectful about that because I know they like me. But in that particular instance, you're getting $1 from somebody you don't know who it is, and they're just egging you on to talk for another 20 minutes. They're taking your life energy away from you for that $1. In my case, they want me to put this money towards a specific purpose, and it will go towards, as my videos progress and what you see, what we're going to do today. Yesterday, well, I won't tell you what I did yesterday. I'll show you in the live stream. So yeah, it's because they like you. And it's because they're breaking your balls in some cases. Uncle Sam says, I'm here because you're there. Because I'm here. Mercury, you're going to have a room in the hotel. And it's going to be on me, of course. And if you want to stay a week, it'll be on me for a week. It's not a problem. And if you come before the hotel is finished, I'll put you up real close to me for a week in the hotel next door. Well, down the block. Okay, so don't worry about staying. We're going to get together. Okay, there's not a problem with you coming here. With the friendship that we've created between you and me and Warren and Jack and Scott and Blue Rose and Dennis Adams, I'll put the money towards a hotel for you for a week, okay? Whether it's mine or you come early and it's somebody else's, I'll pay for your hotel. I predict Frank will be partially bail tonight. Bail. I don't know what that means. That's right. When your hotel is built, we're all going to be yeah. See, and that's something, you know, that, like somebody, and I won't mention whose name, they said they were going to go through my past history of life and dig up dirt on me. And that was like 6 months ago. They came up with 2 lousy arrests that were adjudicated before I went to trial. And they were adjudicated because they were I was arrested mistakenly. Don't you people understand that you get arrested in America just because somebody else says that guy did this or he did that? You go to jail and you sort it out in court. That's what the court system is for. But other than that, nobody's been able to dig up any real dirt on me. Is there real dirt? Probably enough to make us fucking add something to the Chocolate Hills in Bohol. Probably. But finding it, having somebody admit to it, having somebody talk about it, probably never going to happen. Just like I don't talk about some of the things that I'm aware of. Not how we do it. Not now. Will I talk about? Yes, I'm going to talk about some of the scumbags I knew in New York and what they did and why they're scumbags. But that's coming up. We can only just do so many live streams. But when I out this particular scumbag called the King of 95th Street, it's going to be a fucking classic. It's going to be a YouTube classic. It'll go down in the annals of history. Believe me. He's got it coming. Okay. Blue Roses. Yeah. And so people digging up. And another party that has been mentioned here was going to tell people where I live. What? You're going to tell people where I live? Really? I'm going to build a hotel and nobody's ever going to know where I'm going to live? Really? You think I give a shit about that? You think I give a shit about somebody knocking on my door and saying, hey, Mike, how you doing? Happens all the time. People, I walk down the street, I'm in the mall, people say, hey, Rabbi, hey, Mike, how you doing? Hey, I watch every one of your videos. Think I give a fuck where that people are going to stop by and say hello? I don't worry about shit like that. That's not part of my demeanor. I'm building a freaking hotel. I expect people are going to know where I live. Whether or not they like what I have to say or they don't like to have my hotel is going to be in Google. It's going to be on the map. It's going to be known to everybody. My name is going to be in the name of the hotel. You think I'm worried about people telling people that I was arrested for a worthless check or holding a man's tools hostage? You think I give a shit about something that happened in the year 1999 and the year 2000 succinctly? You think I give a shit about that were adjudicated? I don't care about that. I wouldn't care if you found out something that I really did, because none of it could be proven. Why would I care if you found out about it and publicized it? I don't understand the thinking behind that. Jack Thompson said, orange feathers everywhere today. Mercury 3 and Warren are having a little banter. Good night, Jack. Night all. 5 a.m. call tomorrow. Good night, Jack. Thanks for stopping. Jack, you got to send me your email address. It's got to go into the bulk mail that I'm going to be sending out with all my current live streams. Jack Thompson, please let me know that you heard that, or some, because I don't know what your name is on my Patreon account. It's not Jack Thompson, or maybe it is. I forget. Dennis Adams. Now that's very nice of you. For me, this is Dennis Adams. For me, I honestly have to say I like Michael, like a brother. In saying that, what I mean is that I love Michael, and I would never do Michael dirty. Friends for life, as far as I am concerned. And I feel the same way about most of the people I communicate with. Listen, let me tell you something. If I don't like you, I don't talk to you. It's just that simple. I may not be prerogative towards you or derogatory towards you, but if I don't like you, I don't have much to do with you. I'll just walk by you and say, hi, how you doing? I had to do that in a restaurant the other night. Guy was drunk. I said hello to him and he turned the other way. And I could have walked over to him and said, yo, what's your problem? But I don't like him to begin with, so why would I bother arguing with somebody I don't like? I already mentally challenged this man 4 years ago, and he backed down. So if he backed down 4 years ago, and I went at it full force, we were into it. We would have went all the way, except he backed down, and he took the verbal abuse. I didn't threaten him physically, but he could have attacked me physically for what I said to him verbally, which was true, but I don't like him. I made no bones about it. I told him everything I thought that he was and everything that he never could be in life and everything that he'll turn out to be. I told him about his family. I told him about his friends. I told him about his entire family from foreground and background. And he just slinked up like a worm and walked across the roof pushing a broom. You've heard this story before, but you've never heard this aspect of it. The things I said to that man would normally rile somebody up, not him. Why? Because everything I said was true, number one. He knew it to be true, number two. And all the bullshit that I heard from him for 3 years previous was all bullshit. And it all came down to one thing. He didn't have the spine to stand up for me when I was right against a Filipino who was wrong. When the barangay police captain came, we were to the barangay hall, and then the police were there, and I filed a report against the man in question, not the coward, but the other man. And there was nobody that wasn't in agreement that I was right. So I had a so-called friend back down from being to that. From that day forward, I told, well, he won't say hello to me in public, and he was drunk. So don't think that I forget this stuff, but is it really worth arguing with somebody for something that happened 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago? Probably not. But he knows I don't like him. In fact, I had to talk to a member of his family this week, and I said, yo, they said, how come you didn't stop by? We were all eating in the same restaurant. How come you didn't stop by the table? I said, what's there to talk about? We were friends, and you didn't defend me against a Filipino who was wrong. I mean, that means we're really not friends. We were never friends. Why should I talk to you today? I mean, do you really, if you want, that's basically my mental perspective about it. But I did say hello to your husband. I picked my hand up and waved when he looked at me because he was staring at me. And the lady said, well, he was drunk and he was pissed, P-I-S-S-E-D. It's a British word. He didn't see you from 20 feet away. He didn't see me. Okay, I'm supposed to eat this shit and like it? No, I don't need to eat that shit. Oh, okay, he was pissed. Okay, he's still drinking? So I went on to, so he's still drinking after all these years? Didn't you tell me that you wanted him to stop? Oh, oh, yeah, it was just an occasion. It was a special day. Those special days happen 6 days a week. The other day he sleeps. Moving on. Thank you, Dennis, for those kind words. Daisy is a good person. Thank you, Dennis. The look on Michael's face just now is classic. I don't know what look that was. Snitches end up in ditches, says Scott Delfray. He should know. Scott should know. He probably finds them. My wife said that Michael's face was the look of a proud man that works hard. Wait till I go out and do this live show. I love working. That's something about, I like work. If I could make a living working, or I could make a living talking, I would prefer to make a living working. I love the idea that I'm going to build a hotel. I love that idea so much that I'm going to do it. Come hell or high water, unless I die in between now and then, I'm going to build a hotel. It may not come right away. I keep telling you people that there's a lot of money involved here, a lot of money. The amount of money I have spent here in the Philippines is much more than most foreigners in the same 6-year period, much more, even though I don't live. And I keep getting reminded that I live in a 12 by 12 shack. For some reason, somebody believes that me living in a small room equates to poverty. Nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing. I don't live in poverty. I live in a 12 by 12 room. It's not a shack. I have a computer. I have aircon. I have a beautiful view. I have my girl, Daisy May, my number one girl in life and my number one helper. I have friends on YouTube. I have friends in real life. I had a friend of mine named Carl. Took me on vacation to the Florida Keys from New York for 6 days. All expenses paid. No questions asked. He would let me pay for one lousy lunch, $20. Okay? I have friends. I'm a very happy person. Do I get pissed off? Like everybody else, I get pissed off. But whatever that look was, I'm glad that your wife and you enjoyed it. Okay, so I'm glad we couldn't put that smile. We could put that smile on Michael's face. They both deserve to have a little less stress. It's good for your health to laugh. We laughed today, Dennis. Thank you. I agree, Dennis, says Mercury. Scott, always a good thing to try and sow something for a friend. Never will regret or feel bad about that. I want to see my Zumba girl in the gray again. Okay, so I have a Zumba, a really cool Zumba in my GoPro, and I'll try to get that on. I ran out. I need to buy a new drive. I could do it right from the phone. I have so much stuff to do, plus sending Joe Blow his message. I'm going to have to get ready to say goodbye. Okay, Michael reminds me of an Italian family that I tended bar for back in the early 80s. People who would ask me, how can you work for him? I told them I have no problem. Simply follow the rules. That's right. There are rules. Sam says, as always, very nice to see you and Daisy May again, but I have an appointment after lunch, so I need to go. Take care. God bless. All right, Samuel, thank you for stopping by. Have a nice afternoon. Thank you. Live where you are happy. Some people rent a house and stream from a bedroom, never happy. That's true. If I could show you where I stream from, and I do, you guys know where I'm streaming from. There's nothing to be not happy about. Okay, during those days as a bartender, I was lucky to personally meet many of the wrestlers from WWF. Oh my God, Andre the Giant had hands twice my size and more. I miss those days. You know who I met, Dennis Adams, who was a wrestler? Lou Ferrigno. There was a woman that worked in an A&P store. I think, I forget her name, Mary, Gladys. She was a short lady, about 5 foot tall. Well, Lou Ferrigno was her nephew, and she brought him to the store with everybody knowing he was coming to the store, and he spent the entire day in the Howard Beach A&P, shaking hands and meeting people. And that was while he was the Incredible Hulk on TV. And that man was huge. I did meet Lou Ferrigno, and I did shake his hand. Okay, have a great one, everybody. Gonna go now. Stay safe and be well. Goodbye, Scott. Thank you for stopping by. Salamat for the super chat. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, one and all. Salamat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you. $675 equates to 34,500 pesos. Salamat. Amping Permi Blue Rose. Amping Permi Dennis Adams. Amping Permi Mercury. Amping Permi Joe Blow. Look in your mail. In about 10 minutes, you're going to receive something, Joe Blow. And I'll give you my number. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you guys say goodbye. I'm going to take Joe Blow's email right now while you guys are saying goodbye. I'm going to compose a letter that you can't see me working with right here. I'm going to paste that. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to write down your email address. Okay. And I would imagine that's at .com. Michael Fazio. Oh, gotta do two more things now. Michael. I gotta pull out the. Well, let's see what we're gonna do. Secrets of the dollar bill. And I didn't even mention the fact that I am the world's leading expert on the dollar bill. Aside from some of my other great accomplishments and licenses, I am world renowned for my discoveries on the dollar bill. So I didn't even mention that part. So I'm going to get you that video that we posted yesterday, Joe Blow. It's a 3 hour and 7-minute video. Once you send me a response, I'll put together 2 or 3 other construction videos for you as a response to your response. And then in that email that you send back, you can send me your phone number. Because, like I said, I'm calling from Skype, and I have no idea what it's going to look like through Skype. So, if you don't answer the phone, I'll understand. What I could do is, if you don't answer the phone, what I can do is call successively 3 times, and then I won't call again, and you'll know that number. It'll be 3 consecutive phone calls within a minute or 2, within 2 or 3 minutes. And then you'll know that that number is my Skype identification number, whatever that turns out to be. So right now, Joe Blow, I sent out that email. So you can let me know. Oh, Dennis Adams brings it up to $395. $395. We're moving into the $400. 20,000 $395, excuse me, $675, $700. $700 is 35,000 pesos to everybody. Thank you so much. Well, Dennis Adams, he just had to say goodbye in a big way. Thank you. Ah, Dennis, you did hear the pot. You had a psychic premonition of a pot. We're banging the pot. NBI, Joe Blow, Dennis Adams, the Barangay Police. Thank you, My Philippines Interest 01, for a 35,000 peso super chat day today. Salamat, Frank. Thank you very much. God bless. You did hear the pot. You got to make my friend Carl, when I saw him after a long while in the year, I think it was 2001, said, Mike, when life deals you a bowl of lemons, you have to make lemonade. So today, even though My Philippines Interest was making fun on Michael Fazio last night, I turned that bowl of lemons into a picture of lemonade, baby. Salamat, Frank. God bless. Thank you very much, Frank. You gave me the best laugh and one of the best super chat days I'm ever going to be able to hope for. Thank you very much. Wait, let me do it like they do on Ocean's 11. That guy on Ocean's 11, when he walks up to the guy on the plane, Matt Damon walks up to the other famous guy on the plane. He goes, I hope I'm not disturbing you. Meanwhile, he woke the guy up, and the guy goes, oh, no, you're not disturbing me. And then he goes like this with the thumbs up like that. You're not but he was really being facetious. Salamat, Frank. You're number one, baby. You're number one. Number one. You're number one. You gave me my best day of super chat ever. How could I be upset? Okay, Joe Blow, did you get the mail? He heard the pot. He heard the pot. Joe Blow, I sent out the mail. Did you get the mail? All right, so I want to leave off with this. Nothing for the munchies. We're gonna give Frank from My Philippines Interest 2 thumbs up. Okay, Joe Blow will check. Okay, so again, My Philippines Interest for my best super chat ever. Thank you for the laugh last night. 2 thumbs up. And thank you for the $695 super chat day on June 22nd, 2019. And remember, we love you, baby. Who loves you? We love you, baby. And I want to tell you something else, Frank. My hair's getting a little bit long. Believe it or not, I'm going to have to get another haircut. And you know what that means. That means another 4-hour live stream and another big day on Super Chat, baby. Because it's going to happen soon. We are going opao, which means bald in the Philippines. And it's going to happen. We love you, baby. 2 thumbs up for Frank. Salamat. Well, I'll sing Frank a song. Thank you very much for the best super chat day I've ever had. My Philippines Interest 01. Salamat. Oh my God. Joe Blow, $7 makes it $702. That's a 35,000 peso super chat day. Salamat, Joe Blow. Thank you. Gotta go, guys. I gotta go. Okay, Warren says next Sunday, super chat haircut day. You got it. I'll do that next Sunday if I'm still here in Bohol. Otherwise, I'm gonna. I don't know that I'd be able to do it. I have to look at equipment on 2 different islands, but I will look at that. Okay, thank you very much. God bless. If you don't believe in God, pray to something for energy or love and light to come. Oh, love and light to come into you. The fella that stopped by today, one of the world's most famous people, by the way. If I mention his name, promised I would never mention his name. I'm keep my. If I told you who he was, you'd know who he was. Everybody here would know who. And if you didn't, and you Googled his name, you go, oh my God, he stops by Mike Fazio's house. Are you freaking serious? Yeah, I'm freaking serious, okay? I'm freaking serious. We see each other once a month, whether we like to or not, okay? We always stop by each other's house and have dinner or do something, okay? So he believes in love and light and creative visualization, okay? One of the most successful people in his field in the whole of history. Nobody has ever broken his record, ever. Nobody can ever break his record. Nobody can ever hope to achieve what he achieved at the age of 23 or 24. Nobody. It can't be done. It can never be done. It happened once in history. It'll never happen again. Nobody. And he believes in love and light. Contradiction in words, for sure. Okay, so let's see where we are. We're going to say goodbye. Goodbye, Amping Permi. God bless. Love and light. Creative visualization. And my Philippines interest 01. 2 thumbs up. Salamat. And to the NBI. 35,000 pesos in super chat, NBI. Super chat. Super chat. Do you know how many donuts, coffees, and bananas I could buy the NBI for 35,000 pesos? If I could only control the NBI. Umping. Bye-bye for now. God bless everyone.